Hello, everybody. We are live, and here is my intro. I suppose I shouldn't have spoke in front of it, but you know, we do things a bit mad around here. Welcome, one and all. Oh, I'm in the bottom corner down here. Hello. Aha. Hello. Welcome along, guys. I am a real person, and this is what I look like. Well, that's what I look like in about 100 years or 1,000. When are you from? He's from about 1,000 years' time. Oh, I can hear myself back at this. Welcome along, everyone. God bless you all. We have a special guest on tonight, Johnny Summers. So, without further ado, stop picking your nose and jump on. No, I'm joking. He's not picking his nose. It would be like the worst thing. Oh, hello. Welcome, Johnny. God bless you. Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this show with me on such short notice. But you know, it's the topic of the fresh topic at the moment. We're all talking about UFOs and why not? Let's see. So welcome.
Thank you.
So everyone that's here already knows you. So I feel like I have to introduce myself because everyone here in the chat is from your shows that you've been doing for the last couple of weeks, which I have to say have been amazing. Everyone in the chat gives a thumbs up. The shows that Johnny have been doing and the content that the people give me a thumbs up if you agree. They've been amazing, guys. They've been amazing. I mean, in the chat, you don't have to thumb up, but you can do that too as well if you want to hit the thumbs up thing there. If you want two thumbs ups, one here and one over there. We all have two thumbs. Use them all. So I also see a few other people here. I'll give them a quick shout out. Karen, Michelle, Michael. Is it Michelle? Michelle, Michael as well. Magsu, Joe, and Kimry, and loads of. But we'll get to questions and answers later on. I kind of do my shows in a mad way because I think my mind is over there while I'm talking over here and stuff like that. But we do have a topic: disclosure. You've been talking a bit about that, Johnny, haven't you? In the last couple of shows you've been doing disclosure.
I did a little one, the Savo. Yeah, it's all right.
Yes. And what do you think? Do you think if we were to get disclosure, or no, go straight into it, deep, but if we were to get disclosure one day, wake up in the morning, you look out, it's all gone to shit, or to go to whatever it is, we get full disclosure and it's rainbows in the sky and UFOs and little beams or whatever it is, little lads like this running around, you know. Would we be able to accept it all in one go? Visually, never mind mentally, you know.
Visually, yeah. We'll all sit there go, visually. Mentally, Mark, it's like this. It's like this. Mentally, mate, I've got a theory.
Yes.
Mentally, we can't even survive when Tesco's tell us they've run out of toilet paper.
Well, that's true. That's true. And we need.
How are we going to survive when the government tells us we got little men in craft and it's all real, by the way? Yeah, we're not going to cope with that.
What we all told years ago that you know, if you see something in the sky, it's a weather balloon. Report it as a weather balloon to your local, you know, RAF base or whatever it is, wherever you're local to, and that's where they take them and filter them out and do whatever they want with them. You know, if you've seen too much, then they'll come to you like Mr. Pudgy Blue Book and investigate your house, and then
yeah,
bye. No one of that name ever lived here. Don't know what you're on about. What are you on about? Some field down the road that we saw some crap, and that was a bloody cow. You know, stuff like that. You know,
story of my life. Yeah,
exactly. I've seen so many cows.
Low flying cows.
Cows.
That's what the show was going to be called at one point. Was low flying cows. Until we had to change it because people thought we were just going to be taking the piddle and weren't going to take us seriously. But that's fine. You know, we were going to call it Low Flying Cows at one point. I even made the poster up and everything. Put the poster up, did a whole promo campaign, and then I thought, oh no, I better keep it as the invited, haven't I?
Yeah, it's very 60s shock movie title. Low Flying Cows now in the cinema. You know, starring Moo as the cow, and God knows the other cow for the other cow, and they've all got udders, by the way, these cows.
Well, it all stemmed from the. I used to do radio shows.
Oh, yeah.
Ages, long time ago, and in fact, most of the crew that's turned up, Mizzy and Karen and a few others, used to come into a chat room. I used to do this radio show.
There's my
Hey, hello.
Hello.
And we used to do this radio show, and whenever I brought up the subjects about UFOs, it was always laughed at. And oh, Johnny, no, it's a load of rubbish. And I used to talk about cows being abducted, and that's where the phrase "low-flying cows" come from, because I'll always get that shoved back at me in the chat room. So,
well, you know, there you go. We didn't even know that we knew that, but we knew it.
Bit of depth. Bit of depth from back in the day.
We like to have a bit of depth in this show, you know. I'm as deep as a puddle myself, you know. No, sometimes. I wanted to introduce some of the people that I have here just before we get really deep. We have this is me from the future, by the way. This is his head comes off because he doesn't need a body. It's he just floats around like that. He wants to look all butterfly and all. So that's me from the future, apparently. And then we have Bipolar Polar, which you think you've already met. Bipolar Polar, he said stuff, but he shouldn't say stuff.
That's right.
And then we have oh shit, his leg fell off. No, it's a phone. Oh, we have ET didn't phone home on Star Wars phone, which is he's got an identity crisis. There's actually R2D2 in one of these masks. He thinks he's Luke, and he thinks this guy's his father, and he's got a leg for a phone or a phone for a leg or something like that. I don't know. He's good. It's good to contact people on. We get the odd call.
Actually, next time I'm around your flat, if you see that gone somewhere, it wasn't me that took it.
No. But you know what? I brought this out one day to Mandela smack people. I was walking around with these, right? I put this on the ground in the middle of just outside some restaurant. Start picking it up, going, "What? Hello, the Mandela effect is real. What? And people were just looking at me, you know. It's just to get your attention, and then I start talking about the bit, you know, the Mandela. It's a grab. It grabs your attention. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, come over here to talk into your ear for a minute about some weird stuff. So that's some stuff. Then we have the most famous. Don't worry, guys. If you haven't met these guys, these are Alan and Alan. So these will be around a lot in a way. They're going to be changing because he's actually the real Batman.
Yeah.
He thinks he's Batman, but he's a Jedi Batman. And here's the big surprising thing. I'm actually Batman, so I know where that came from. No, I'm only joking. I'm not the real Batman. One of these two are. So they're a little bit of fun. You got
to say it with the gravelly voice if you're going to say you're
Batman. Oh, my eyes nearly popped out then.
veins. Yeah.
Veins popping in.
I just want to say to a lot of the crew who are coming into your show here in your chat, massive hello to you all. But I did say to these guys, before you come in, drink a couple of cups of coffee because you're going to have to keep up with Mark. He's out there.
Yes. Do you know what? Somebody said to me that there's no top. There's no box. But, you know, you're outside the box. Everyone thinks trying to take you out of a box. I think there's no fucking box. It's all a load of boxes. Or I'd say bollocks. So once you're outside one box thinking you think it's another box, but I like to just go off on stuff. But I'm on medication for it, so it's okay. Everything's
okay. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
I picked tonight's show to do this to do the Washington team because it's a big interest of mine at the moment.
Yeah.
It's been on. I've been a ufologist since I first saw my first UFO around 9 or 11 or around that time on the east coast of Ireland, off the coast, and we'd sit there and then, you know, years later on mushrooms or drinking even. Now, before we started the mushrooms, you'd be on the beer, so, you know, you would still see stuff, you know, because you'd be there at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It's the Irish Sea, you know, so we're looking out over across the Wales. And as you know, there's a lot of sightings in that channel there, you know, between Wales, out across the coast of Wales, and
it's a rat run for it, yeah.
Yeah. So we were sitting at it from this angle, and on a nice clear day, you can almost see the hills of Wales from the, you know, the top of Bear Hill and where we used to live. So we would see all these things, and some of them would just dismiss them as, you know, whatever. But I always believed, you know, I was always been a believer. So that's what led me to ufology. But then I got Mandela affected, 2015, which then reinforced, you know, you see the UFO stuff, but you also see the Mandela effect, which makes the UFO stuff a bit more clearer, if you know what I mean. You've almost got double vision. So some of it makes sense and it clicks into each other that it could be technology, you know, advanced technology that we're going to talk about as well. Could be stuff like that affects the Mandela effect. So it's it kind of woke me back up a little bit. So that's where I come from, and I think if people know what the Mandela effect is, it's a different reality and reality. It's a whole concept. I believe my mind is fractured and it's all over different realities. So that's probably the best way to explain it. So I get stuff from other versions of myself. Now you can wait your turn. And then there's other versions of myself. Now you can wait your turn as well. And then we just go round and round and round. But I do come back to what is this show about again?
I don't know.
Anyway, oh, it's about some sort of G star. Oh yeah, it's UFOs, isn't it? Right.
I came around yours a little while ago, and ladies and gents, I all I did was I sat on the couch where Mark is now, and I looked at him and I asked him a question. 4 hours later, he finished the answer.
Exactly.
It was an education.
Poor man. I'm so sorry about that.
No, it was good. I liked it. I'm coming back, so don't worry about it. I was wondering what the lights situation behind you was all about. What's going on there? You got a bit of a light show going on.
Right. Do you know what? I think it's just that book. I think it's the TV. That's what it is. I have the TV on here. I don't know why I had the TV. What I usually do is actually stream this onto a TV.
Yeah.
So I see if it's still live. So that's what I'll do on my big screen TV. I'll just, you know, cast it to that. So that's probably what you're seeing shining off this.
Yeah.
So if I turn that off, I do actually have lights. Used to do a laser show here and do a Project Bluebeam thing where I would do a show against my windows and have project lights on my window, and it would then look like they're actually outside over London because it's on clear glass, you know. So I used to do stuff like that. So I have a collection of sort of not disco lights, just laser bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But there's the shine gone there now.
You know, get a big fuck off elephant coming out of your chest or something like that, just to prove the point. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So, and I have a beautiful view as well. I have a beautiful view here of London. You've seen that, and it's amazing to see the stuff that I see from here. And
you do catch some stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it's weird. And the people that say that they don't believe that this stuff isn't flying around. Now, it's one argument whether it's ours or theirs, right? We'll talk about that later on. But there's so much stuff flying around. When you look up every day, there's not ones. If you look long enough, you will see something flying around, whether it's a balloon, whether it's even a helium balloon, whether it's, you know, something that shouldn't be there. Yeah, put it that way. You know, that's where I usually see a lot of stuff in around where I am. But I can see, what is it called? Canary Wharf. Is that what it's called? Canary Wharf? Is that what it's called? Canary Wharf?
What, from where you are?
Yeah, I can see that. Right, okay. It's the top of the pyramid one, the pyramid building, isn't it? That's the Canary Wharf.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I can see the top of that building from here. So.
HBC building.
Yeah, the HBC. The HBC. Yeah. So, you know, it's and the sun goes down over there and the moon comes up there. So it's beautiful bay windows. So
yeah.
I like to say to people that just keep looking up, you know, you're guaranteed to see. I'll probably take a video of a UFO later on, you know, while we're doing the show. It's weird, you know, and then you have a sense almost, I get a sense that I should be looking at that window, so I'll stand over there and I'll see something, you know, which is weird. Here's something, I haven't told anyone this. I told one person this. It's a weird thing. About 3 weeks ago, I was sitting here and I start almost hallucinating, but not hallucinating in a way. I was looking at the TV and there was a spot in the middle of the TV where I couldn't see, as if I was being staring at a light bulb for ages. Everyone would probably get that. You know, you stare at a light bulb, then you look away from it and there's a big purple spot.
Yeah.
So I noticed I was looking at the TV and there was a blank spot in the middle. I thought, is that my vision? I can't even cross my eyes to focus in on it. And then it started going across my eyes if it was one of them things, but it was colourful. It was like a rainbow. It wasn't a squiggly line. It was like a rainbow. And then I saw the lights and now people can call me nuts. I was smoking a bit of weed. I wasn't on anything else. And I was closing my eyes. I was still seeing him here. And then I got up and looked out the window and I caught a UFO over there as if I could see through the wall. It was weird. It was all weird, you know.
What did it look like?
It looked like one of them wibbly wobbly things that you see in your eye, but it was a rainbow shape.
Oh, you mean when you got a bit of high blood pressure and you see little squiggly
Yeah,
things?
you little squiggly things, right? So you see them little squiggly, but they were it started to shape, and then it started shaping like a UFO. And I said, I better go out there and have a look. I went into the kitchen and I took some photographs. I did catch some lights, but it was, I don't know, it's weird. It was an overwhelming sense that I like to get up and do that. I almost saw it visually in a way. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it does help to be a bit crazy. It does help to be a little bit certified mad, I suppose, in a way. So you.
I've heard you say worse. That sounds tame, really.
Tame,
so
yes, exactly. But trying to say that to a psychologist,
yeah.
No, it's back into the padded room for you.
That's it.
Oh,
yeah.
You're seeing aliens in your room. Yeah, here's one here. Look, he's all right. He's like my best friend. He's all right. But trying to say that to someone, saying you're seeing him, and then you walk up, you look out the window, it almost seems weird in a way. But you know what? I've heard stories that you can project yourself to these crafts and other shit. So that's not even a box. There's no lid on that.
That's no box to be out of. Exactly. No.
So let me just do you a quick thing of what I've been. I won't put the sound on. We don't need to hear the sound. Can you see that now on the screen?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Right. So, I'll just show you there now. You can see it. You can see it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see what that is. It's something in the sky. That's today. Now you can see when it comes through. So that's I caught that in the corner of my eye. And it was, I caught that in the corner of my eye just today, and it was almost, you could see a sparkle in the corner of your eye. Your peripheral vision is here. Do you ever get that where you can
play that again, Mark?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, of course I can. Sorry, I should know. I'll play it at a slower speed. Actually, probably the best thing to do.
Play it again.
Oh,
that was slow. All right, go on. All right, yeah.
There it is. There it is. Like if I pause it, I can play it slow. But it was a balloon. I'm sure it was a balloon because it looked like. Is that minus or fast? But am I gonna go all fast now if I play at this speed? Oh, but Jesus, you don't need me any faster. I'll tell you that much. That did nothing to it. But there, it's gone into the cloud. So when it comes down here. Right, stop. Now I'll take it off full screen, right? And then we can zoom in better on it. It was actually a balloon, but it was a crystal clear balloon, like a helium balloon that's just, made of perfectly clear perspex plastic or whatever. But I caught it with my peripheral vision, and then it flew past. Let me see. It flew past, and I took a few photographs. So here's the thing: when I took photographs of it, you could only see half of it. But I suppose that's because you could see through it with the rest of the camera. If you know what I mean, you could only see one corner of it. But to see something that's small in the corner of your eye, and then take a camera out, well, I always have my camera in my hand, just in case I get that important call. Mark, you're not mad. Quick, then they were wrong. Stuff like that. You're okay. The doctors were wrong. That's in Croydon today. That was over West Croydon, where they just pulled down the building there, West Croydon bus station. So it was kind of coming from, it could be a park across the way. You have to take out these factors. Is there a park over there that might be having a birthday party, so the balloons are let loose by accident? Or as a kid, stuff like that. But you catch so many that are not anything, and we just dismiss as a balloon, and we don't know if they are or not. Because that to me could be, okay, if we can't see the UFOs, what if the UFO technology was inside that balloon and I could just see the outer shell of it, or it's just a perfectly round balloon? I don't know. It didn't have anything that you could that looked like you put a hole in. It didn't have a string hanging off. It was just looked like a bubble, a perfectly bubble. You know, there's not many balloons you see like that. But who knows what they can do with in these joke shops now? They can probably blow you up and send you up to space with enough helium. You know,
I was saying to earlier on when we were doing that thing this afternoon, we got off air and Rob was on about the some of the stuff that you see in the sky. We were talking about balloons. And I admitted to him back in the 90s, I've done that. I filled up a bin bag full of helium balloons. Yes. I've even put some small LED lights on the outside, wrapped it round because it could take the weight of that. And it just took off and it went rotating and flying all over Hampshire and caused a bit of a UFO flap. Didn't own up to it, but that was us. That was us all pissed up on beer one night, and that's what we did. So people do this shit, you know. That's
they do that shit. They do. There was a certain time, a couple of mornings, I've told you about it, where I would get up at 6 a.m. and take, like, I literally caught a few UFOs going past every morning. I think 3 mornings in a row. I showed some of the footage. And I was in my mind, you know, for days eliminating, but no one's going to be having a party at 6 a.m. in the park over there. So it has to be, you know, some other type of object rather than a helium balloon. But yeah, there's something there now. There we go. See out the window there.
As we speak.
It's only an airplane though. And you see, it's kind of in the bottom part of the window. You can see there's a building. It's going over the building right now in a way. I know my screen is not big, but it's only a light. But I see lights like that coming along sometimes, and some of us do all the time, where we think it's an airplane coming dead ahead of us.
Oh yeah.
You know, and we see the lights blaring at the next minute, it's gone. Right? How do you explain that? Because you're meant to see the blinkers. I've seen that's definitely an airplane. I've seen some weird stuff morphing into stuff, but you can also see in the distance. I don't know, the odd noise, the triangular ones and stuff like that. But then again, I could be just so stoned I'm seeing shit. No, I'm joking. I believe my eyes more than my ears, if you know what I mean. So what I see, I always ask and do. I take as many. I've sat here taking photographs, you know, just like this out my window. Too lazy to get up because it's almost an everyday thing. You get up, brush your teeth, take some UFO photographs, go out the door, come back, see a UFO, get back, lay down, sit down, get up, take some more photographs of UFO. Okay, come on, guys, give me a break there. You know, I've made a mascot to you. Just let me enjoy my life for a bit when it's gone. So it becomes it becomes almost too much of your routine to be standing there and taking it. So we do need we definitely need to have a bit of a break from looking at doing this, you know. So that's what this show is about. A bit of light entertainment whilst talking about serious shit.
You see, what gets me about you saying all of that, and I've watched you, I've been there and I've watched you. We'll be talking, and then all of a sudden he'll be up at the window and bang, there's I'm like, what are you looking at? But it's not as if you're deliberately looking for something. Whatever it is, you find it. It's there. And you're right. It could be an airplane, could be a balloon, but you're I don't know what it is because you're not actually looking for it, but your eyes will just track it straight away.
It's almost as if it's going here. Yeah. I'm like, will you go away, will you? It's because I don't want to see the fucking thing. That's probably
right.
It is. It's weird. I think I could only explain it in a way that being always looking at the sky, then having this Mandela effect residue hunter type of thing, because I always hunt residue as well. Having that as well on top of it, it's unexplainable. I don't look for it, but it just, you almost sense it. With the residue, I will walk past a shop, and I walked into a shop and bought that. It was on the wall. Literally, she literally just got it. She was going to put it on the wall. I walked in and got that. Like, literally, I can nearly sense where the Mandela effect residue, and sometimes it, you know, sometimes you'll be lucky and you might see a UFO. Sometimes you might see a seagull shitting on someone. You know, but we have to take photographs now. No one believes you if you say, oh, I saw something in the sky. Where's the proof? And even if you show them proof, they're going to say, that's shit, man. That's nothing. That's a seagull. Something. They're always going to be naysayers.
Comes back to disclosure then, right?
Disclosure.
So when people are on about disclosure, are they going to believe it anyway? I think maybe about 60% will,
30% will go with the flow, and 10% will rise up against it. Or, you know, because you can see sheep being sheep now, right? I'm not going to say too much about sheep being sheep. But you see, when the disclosure happens, we're all going to be like sheep to the disclosure. We all want to know more. We're all going to, okay, so we're all going to go to where it's going to be given to us or whatever. It's not going to be given to us. You either have it or you don't. You either see it or you won't. And it's only given to you by divine inspiration or divine whatever it is. Maybe, I don't know. I can't see our minds, as you say, knowing it all at one time. I can't see us, if it's that spectacular, and I'm going on the foundation of their 1,500 years ahead of us in technology. That's only here on this planet, okay? That's only here. So if that was given to us, and the spacecraft and the free energy and the multiverse and all that all at once, I'd accept it, but I don't have a box on my head. I can already see it in a way. People who don't think about it, people who are sitting at home watching EastEnders or, you know, doing whatever, getting up 9 to 5, I don't think a lot, they're going to believe anything you put on the TV anyway. So if they want, the mainstream media want the panic, they put it in a bad way. The mainstream media want the good thing, to put it in a good way. Or if the disclosure wants to happen, they do it at an undisclosed location, but still medium, like Washington, in a meeting that that's gone on behind the scenes. No one's seen it. Only a couple of random people seen it. It went to the media once, and now the government that came out there 2 weeks ago, the Pentagon a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, saying that is real. They can't identify those pyramids, and they don't know what they are, but it seems to be real. Now, I have footage from the people that got out of that craft and spoke. Well, that's what it seems to be, about the people who spoke about it. You've seen the clip already that I'm about to show. A woman, you
got it now?
Yeah, I have it here. I have never showed this. High Truth Loops. I've never showed this clip online. I've been given it to a few times. So I suppose I would start with it. This is a meeting with, a meeting with, where are we going? Where are you? Where are you, Mrs.? No, crap. Never end up. Where are you? I'll get it now. Where are you, Mrs.? I did have it on this playlist. See, there's a thing you probably know yourself. These things never go to plan, do they? I have it here. Never go to plan. I said, so this goes back to 2018, December 2018. A craft was seen over Washington, and it was filmed from a few angles, and it also it was filmed from a few angles, and the footage went missing. We go. We're nearly there. Oh, there we go. The footage went missing, and then it came up as a different type of footage, like as it was filtered by night vision. Is that the filter that they use? The night vision, where you can see the green backgrounds. Is that what they call it? Night vision? Yeah,
night scoping.
Yeah, night scoping. So it has the green hue on it, so you can see it's filmed with a different type of camera, or maybe it could be analyzed, but it's a total different thing. This is it's from an undisclosed location. That's what I can say. I don't know where the information is on it. I'm going to take this chat off for a second. I don't know where the actual source of this. You know, I've never looked at. I've never really found who it was, but I do know that's some good information. It's very low, by the way, guys. So you might want to turn it up. There's also some subtitles, so you'll be able to hear it. If you can't hear it, you'll be able to read it, should I say. So we'll give this one full screen. We'll get it off the screen for a second. Or we can put ourselves down at the bottom here, so we can look up and go, oh, Jesus, look. Oh, but Jesus, don't look up, Johnny. So we're down here at the bottom. This is what. Now we better take ourselves off the actual thing, because you won't be able to read subtitles. We'll take us completely off, guys, and we'll see you in a second. Watch this. So there you go. That's that, guys. I'm gonna go back over it a bit slower in a second. A lot of information there. You can see that obviously secret films, and they're talking about a signal, and they're talking about these things landing or hovering over. Have you seen that before tonight's show? Anyone? Have you seen that, Johnny, before? I know I said it before the show.
Yeah, just very. I've seen briefly something similar to it. Yeah. And if I'm going to be really honest, I thought where you can't hear her speaking.
Can't really know.
She could be just reading a shopping list out. I mean,
well,
she could be
here's the
saying
thing.
anything.
I get you. I get you there. I've had someone do a lip read on it. It looks like it does correlate with what you're saying. But I also had someone. I also had. I know that someone thinks that. Well, I think it could be. She could be AI representing as, you know. Remember that robot that looks like a woman? I don't even know if she's real. I think she could be like, almost MK Ultra to say this, or above whatever she is. Anyway, I don't think she's what she is. But anyway, I want to show you the footage that we're on about, so we can investigate more. I have the uncensored version, and I have the censored version. So I'll show you the footage first of all. This one. This is filmed over the Pentagon, Washington, in DC in 2018, December 2018. I want to show you this one first because it's not enhanced. She did look like a robot. I think what was that? What's the name of that AI bot that they have looking like a woman now? What's her name again?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
She almost had them, as you said, regimental kind of stuff about her. She could be just reading at it. She's almost robotic reading at her the shopping list in a way, but she's presenting it with no emotions at all. No emotions at all. Oh, by the way, this is our. There's nothing there at all. She could be robotic. Anyway, this is the footage. This I do have better footage. We'll see it in a second, but this is what was filmed, and we're at the bottom of the screen. You can. At the bottom now. It's not very visible, but you can see something is there. When the cars go by, you'll see there's a shape hovering in the sky there, and this is over Washington, by the way. You can almost see when the cars go by it, and the lights. You can see there's depth to it. Can you see that? Anyone? Give us a thumbs up, by the way.
Can you? Is there any way that you could run does the mouse cursor appear when you run it over the screen on your?
I can do that.
Yeah, could you
actually have a better clip?
Oh, I can see that now. Yeah, I can see that now. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, I beg your pardon. Right, okay. Yeah. I got you.
So I'm going to show you the next clip straight away. Okay. Now, this is the enhanced one. This is the enhanced one. So this is what was there.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Different filter. That's what's spinning in the sky.
And this is the craft that she was talking about, right?
Yeah, there was 4 or 5 of them apparently. This is the one that landed here. Now I think other ones might have landed somewhere else in other parts of the world because I think there was 5 or 6 seen leaving her orbit or whatever. But you can see there's depth in that. There's obviously it's something, or it's very good CGI, one or the other. But that's the clip that was being going around for quite a long time.
I can see it. Yeah.
You can see that when the cars go underneath it, you can see the shine on it in a way. That's more like it. It's looking mad.
That's it. Yeah, speed it up a bit.
Yeah, right. See, that's what's happening. I'm not doing that myself. Okay. I'm just doing it. So you can see it spinning there, doing whatever, waiting around for something. So.
Okay. So you can tell by the black edges around the edge that the film's been stabilized, right?
There's a new video this morning that some say may be proof we're not alone.
Shit, I have that fucking on twice as big. No. I haven't showed this one yet, but
it's like you on a bad day.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I've just got up into bed and I have to put my socks on. Oh, Jesus Christ Almighty. Anyway, that's another one. So there is the clip that came out lately of that is the one that we see. It almost looks like through a porthole. It's done in that night vision thing as well. So you're seeing there's a couple already, and the Pentagon are talking about that they were real, that they might have been real. It might have been a real encounter. I do have that on the playlist, but it's a 2-minute clip. The 202 clip. Would we throw that one on so we can throw this one to bed, and then we talk about, we've seen all the clips. This is the official news release by, looks holographic. Okay, looks holographic. Blue beam. Searchlight. Could be a hologram. She could very well be a fembot. Truth Loops. Okay.
You're definitely splitting the pack on this one, Mark. Let's have a look at this other footage, mate. Yeah,
I am. The madness creeps in. We don't need to. We don't need to do the Jerusalem one. We'll do that next time. No, we do it when we come back. Here we go. Here it is. So this is the official, whatever they said. Officially. Shows you the footage as well.
Always love it when I say leaked.
It's not clear exactly what it is or what it is.
So you'd be familiar with this.
I'm not even sure I would call it leaked video because it's kind of not even new. There's multiple sightings to talk about, going back years, but the truth is out there, and now possibly more actual video evidence to go with it. Roll it. The U.S. Department of Defense has confirmed
this footage.
This video taken in 2019 is the real deal.
They say 2019
UFO, meaning unidentified flying object, not necessarily alien in nature, but unidentified. Pentagon.
Oh, let's go back a small bit. You see the similarity in the depth and what we've just watched in that. You can see. I can actually put the cursor on it now. You should be able to see my cursor now. Can you see my mouse now? On the yeah. So you can see there is depth in that there. You know, the same near enough what we were watching a second ago. But there was 5 or 6 of these seen. As you can see on this one here, that's one there. There's another one over there, over to its side, and it seems to be. We'll roll it on as well, so we can catch what he's saying. But
in nature, but unidentified.
They're the same as what we've
Pentagon
just watched.
has confirmed that unidentified flying objects moving through the clouds were taken by Navy personnel, and the military's unidentified aerial phenomena task force is investigating these 3 strange air or space crafts. One appears to be a triangle, another is shaped like an acorn, and another one is described as a metallic blimp, which moves like a rocket. Now, some experts say it's time to embrace science fiction as nonfiction.
I know it's hard for people to really, wrap their head around it, but
I don't know who this guy is.
It is real.
Who's this guy?
So, Mark.
Yes, sir.
What's the flashing situation going on with this craft?
The craft, I don't know. It's almost as if it's a pulsing out energy. You know, isn't it? Or is it being flashed by something flashing on it? Are they shining lights on it? Is that what the flashing is? I see what you're saying. It's almost as if the pulsating.
Video taken in 2019.
Let's have another look at it. Yeah.
Real deal. A legit UFO, meaning.
We don't need to listen to him anyway. You can see it's almost pulsating, in a way.
So it's nothing like aerial lights that you have on conventional craft that need to be on there by law.
No.
Okay.
This to me is mysterious. We've also seen that stuff. We've all seen that one, haven't we? We've seen them ones before.
Tic Tacs and gimbals.
This show. We've all seen this one. This one is the one I kind of wanted to talk about because we've seen this is the newest footage that came out just before Christmas, but this dates back. Well, just a couple of months ago. This dates back, they say 2019. The reason why it's a bit more in my mind is because they're saying 2019, but it was actually December 2018. So they said it's 2019 to pump up their 2019 quota of seeing UFOs, if you know what I mean, rather than leaving it in 2018 and say, actually, you know what, that's not a good year to say we were contacted by the UFOs in real life, because it's just something about it. And then that footage that were... What I wanted to actually, what this sort of leads to, Johnny, I suppose, is if that was disclosure, what do you think was said at that meeting, and who do you think was there, and what do you think we were given? That's the kind of, I suppose, the guts of what I want to get to in the disclosure part of it. I think that's connected to that meeting we've just seen. Also the other ones as well. Now, Washington, we all think they're going to pop down on the White House lawn and we're going to see that kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, you know, if we all believe in what's it called, in Independence Day and stuff like that, it's going to be, you know, that kind of stuff. But what if it's just like that the craft lands and whatever, and we, you know, certain people see it, and then it's dripped to us over the last 2 years, and the last 2 years in this where we are right now, 3 years, it's been pretty grim, hasn't it? It's been pretty grim. So they're holding back some stuff. I want to know what do you think that was, if it was, what was said and who was there, who was there.
Oh, sure, you're not going to like it. I'm going to chuck a stone in your pond, I'm afraid.
Go on then, please do.
Okay, it's all for your pleasure. It's all for your awareness. It's all for
Mr.
you.
Schooner,
it's total disinformation.
Oh yes,
I'm not saying for 1 minute that UFOs don't exist before anyone shoots me down.
No.
I do believe. I really do. I feel that this is set up. Now, you made a statement just now, which I think is very valid, Mark, about the whole idea of, you know, UFOs. Why don't UFOs land on the White House lawn? And you got a good point. Well, they won't. They won't. But, you know, because that'll be game over.
Yeah, it'll be Eastern Europe or somewhere like that, or Russia, or up there.
Yeah, that's why they're seen in the desert and seen in the mountains and seen in the wastelands, because it's safe. Yeah. So I do believe in craft. I do believe in life out there for sure. I do. But I don't believe that any intelligent life form is going to show themselves over the capital city of the biggest nation in the world. No.
Just don't
get it.
I don't think so. You all. All right. Let me. I'm getting my more. I don't believe that. I think that, as you said, was set up for the public. Now, what I'm trying to get to is this footage resurfaced a couple of months ago, and they're talking about the footage from 2018 that was supposedly put there for this to be leaked now. But what is this Pentagon leaking? Because this is part of the, wasn't it? They had to release all these papers by the end of June or something like that. So all of this came out. So most of this adds up to something that happened 2 or 3 years ago, right? So you can see that they're putting stuff into this book to misinformation, or put into a leak. So that there goes to show that half of the stuff that they gave us, or 3/4 of the stuff, is just made up in the last 15 or 20 years. So they put it into this book to give it to us. So it's all a part of a plan. Now, stuff like this, these crafts, these triangular crafts, and why I'm kind of stuck on the triangular crafts around Washington and this time and this stuff. It is a part of misinformation. I agree totally 100%. But why now? Why now are we seeing the mainstream media pushing so much misinformation, that we know the people who've been searching UFOs that it's okay, that could be a real footage. But that's like 2 years ago, and why you bring it up now? Okay, and why you putting it over Washington with this one and that? Similar. No, I'm talking about the media. What is the end game? Why are we going to have disclosures in the next 5 years? What do you think? What do you think?
No, this is personally I've got no proof. Don't trust me. I'm no doctor, but this is what I think. If you're asking,
too big.
It's all good. Too big. There we go.
So too big
up on the screen. So when it comes to them doing, one of your questions was, why are they doing it now? Right. Okay. Well, they're doing it now because things are happening. It's just that if they've got to have a control, if they've got to have an angle on what's going on, because they can't deny that things are happening. I'm not talking about over Fort Washington or New York or prestigious, well-known places that everyone's going to, thousands upon millions of people live, and they could all look up and go, oh, look, it's game over, right? I'm talking about, those that are in the power know full well what's going on. Okay, so it's like the magician's hand. Right, so the magician, he's got his hand there and he's doing his trick. Look at my sleeve, there's nothing up. Well, I'm going to pull a card out. That's not the hand that's doing the trick. It's this one. the one you don't see. It's over
yes,
here.
exactly. They're doing this one. They're fucking you with the other one. I know.
That's
What you mean.
right.
I know what you mean. But
that's what's happening here. That's why we're getting all this glamour. That's why we're getting all this over Washington and what have you.
These major cities where we're seeing, and they're putting them on the mainstream media, and it's only happened not since Trump. You believe, Space Force. We've been seeing thousands and thousands of spacecraft since the announcement of Space Force.
Well, you've only got to look at the Mexican footage back in the early 90s, well, mid to early 90s. The Mexicans, there's a lot of crap footage from Mexico as well, of course. There's going to be everywhere you go. As soon as you get a flap, there's going to be a load of misinformation kicking in. But you look at some of the sightings that have kicked in. Now, if they want disclosure here, Mark, let's look at this logically. If we want disclosure, we've only got to look at the mass amount of pilots that have reported what they see each and every day. Now, I'm sorry to brag on about my show here. I don't wish to take any thunder.
No. We want of course.
I've got a lady called Cheryl Costa coming on the 14th of September, and she's a statistician. I can't even say it right. Put my teeth in. A statistician. She looks at all the figures. She analyzes everything. Right, and we're talking about UFO sightings. We're talking about the regularity of the sightings. We're talking about the locations, everything. She looks into everything. Now, it sounds a bit boring. There she is in her office looking at figures and numbers. But these figures and numbers are making sense because of the amount and mass of sightings that not just Joe Public on the street, but we're talking military, aviation pilots, civilian, both civilian and military. We're talking members of government that are coming out of their UFO closet and actually stating, hold on a minute, something's not right here. I've got to say what I've seen. There's been presidents that have said that it's always been a good presidential buy, isn't it, to get themselves into power. Jimmy Carter was one. You put me in power and I will put a disclosure upon everything that's happened in the skies and the things I've seen. Now, either they got to him or it's just a case of, well, I just wanted to say that because I want to be president and I thought you'll vote for me. Either one or the other, depends how you see it. But there's been lots of them there that have tried to get disclosure out. Disclosure has been hammering at the door for years, mate.
Here's a question then. Here's a question. What is disclosure? There's a question that ponders it. What is disclosure? What does it here? Let me ask. I want to say a big shout out. I don't want to ignore the chat, by the way. I actually had it up on here, so you can see it on the side as you comment as well. So
stick them on.
Yeah, so I want to say a big shout out to everyone. By the way, we're streaming live on Facebook, DLive, Twitch, Twitter, as well. So we're on 5 places at the time. So actually, one of the guys is there. Combined is on there. He is. He's on. Is that DLive? It's a great place to be. There's a great community over there as well. They're all, there's it's great to expand and have all these other bits and pieces over there as well. And so, moving on, what we're talking about? What is disclosure? So, everyone, what would disclosure be to you? I'd love to see your answers. What are you heading off? Shoot, Luke, God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. What is disclosure? Is it technology? Is it open space? Is it multiverse? What is it to everyone? If anyone could just give it, don't be too specific and tell us what it is. What is it to you, Johnny? What would it be to you if you don't?
All of the above, mate. I think it's what you want it to be.
Okay.
And this is the game that they're playing.
Yes.
Because they know full well that we haven't got a freaking clue. Neither have they, really. There's only a very small percentage of those who really do know what's going on. So when you're looking at the Trilateral Commission, when you're looking at big government, well, not even government bodies, are above government, you're talking about bodies here that are running this planet, not the countries, the planet.
Yes.
And when they're going into one of their meetings, of course, they're not sitting down ordering rich tea biscuits and wondering what's in the paper.
No.
They're creating they're creating what it is that we're doing, what we're seeing, what we're experiencing. So I really should have my conspiracy team for
that reminds me. Yesterday, I asked Nora yesterday. I said, "What do you think the people who run the show? What do you think they do? Do you think they walk out of a building like we walk out of a building and get into a car and go home, or do you think they go and they're beamed up somewhere nice and they're sitting on their sofa? How far do you think they're like normies in a shirt looking at 50,000 screens?" think there's a
I
thousand
think there's psychopaths don't work like that, mate.
No, so
they don't give a shit.
No,
they're not 9-to-5ers. They're not people that worry about what's for tea. Did the cat go out? It was just an
interesting concept to one. When they walk out the front door, when they walk out the front door, did they get into it? So are they lower rank? So have to go home to listen to the wife nagging, and have to go home to deal with the iron and the kids. Do they have the same problems as a normal person does, or are they so high above it that? Are they so Kardashian that they have everyone else pay to do everything else in their life? And they just
Mark, I'll ask you a question. Do you really think that someone with so much power gives two tosses what we're doing?
No, not at all. Ant boot situation. We are an ant and they are a boot. They stand on us and walk over us to get to where they want to do, and you can see that that's happening in the world right now. But
so when it comes to disclosure, and when it comes to whatever it is that we think we need to know, so you're looking back in, when was it, late June, early July, when all of this disclosure stuff came out, and all the glamour, and it's countdown to disclosure day, and all that. You saw all the UFO groups have a fucking baby. They're all shitting themselves. Oh, it's going to be this, or it's going to be that. It's quite funny, because if you really think of it, do you really think? Now, I'm going to sit on the fence here, right? I'm going to play devil's advocate for 5 seconds.
I'm going to put my alien head on then. Go
put
for
your
it.
alien head on, mate.
Go for it.
And I'll tell you what, I'm going to have Darth to join me with this one as well.
Daft Dart. We'll have Daft Dart, and I have a Dart here too. We've got Dart. We've got 2 darts.
And I've got Stormy Steve. Here we go. Stormy Steve and Daft Dart. All right, because we're going to talk silly. Right.
So bipolar and Dart. It's almost the same.
And if we get any hanky panky.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
There we go.
One of them.
Right, now then.
One of them. Look, a big old stick. For big. Mine's real. A big old stick. Go on. Yours lights up though. Mine
lights up. I can see what I'm hitting. That's right. Right, so I forgot the question now.
Something about something anyway.
So when it comes down to it, look, at the end of the day, whatever disclosure is, it's not going to be what we think it is. So whenever we looked at this thing back in June, July, and they said, oh, it could be this, but it might be that, or it is the other, but it isn't that. They're never, ever going to come out with everything, because let's face it, they're never, we're looking at, this is the Americans we're talking, the people that are put themselves on their own pedestal as being that now I'm going to get shot down. Sorry, America, if you're watching.
I'm sure no one's watching from America anyway.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to get shot down.
They don't understand their language, the accent, so say what you want and you'll be fine.
They're going to be saying, from a nation that is so proud of themselves and such, they're never ever going to turn around. I'm not on about Americans. I'm on about the government here. The effort, the echelons on top. They're never ever going to turn around and say, we haven't got a clue how to defend you. we don't know how to do this, because they need to get into power. They've only got a 4 or 5 year window.
True.
And they've got to get back in power. Someone's got to pay their mortgage. Someone's got to pay for their flashy car and keep the kids in college and and their pension.
Exactly. I know.
And then,
it's crazy. Sorry. I just want to say this one before we move down, because disclosure should be the real truth. That is a great answer. Because that's a universal answer in fairness, but it's a great answer. This should be the truth. But the truth about what? Expand. The truth about what? Mind control. What did you say, MJ? What? The Majestic 12 and above is very, very interesting subject. But
the Majestic 12 and what?
And above is a very interesting subject. So above the Majestic 12, there is a conspiracy theory, who thinks the Majestic 12 are disciples of the apostles. Same bloodline, and always have been and always will be, and protected like the realms and stuff like that. So they're not actually them, but the bloodline goes through, and they're the 12 apostles who sat down with all that madness. But that's secrecy. Do you ever think we'll ever get to that? We'll ever get to what they knew? Wouldn't that be something? It
would, wouldn't it?
So that would be game over for them. Well, here's what I want to say. Here's when you say Americans, we think over in the UK, we think American. They run the world because they've got the biggest armies, they've got the biggest country. So it's no offense to anyone in America. We just think of it that way, as where you probably think the British as, I don't know, a little small country, but actually they own half the world because they're crazy. So no offense to the British either, but I'm Irish. I can say that, or he can say that. Someone can say it anyway. What was the subject again? Slow down, slow down.
Yeah, I've got a shovel here. Just dig yourself out.
Okay. No. It's fine. I have to get back on board.
Here we go.
There we go. So, what was it talking about?
I don't know.
Disclosure. Stuff like that will happen sporadically, guys. That's me just turning into a different version of myself. Not to say that because the aliens are here in the head and they don't want me to say stuff to give you the disclosure. But I'd imagine that we're going to have to see Project Bluebeam first. I thought that was the big end game for them, end all. Project Bluebeam, and you can differentiate between a hologram and a non-hologram. You have the mind-to-head technology. But if I came out with a mobile phone, as we do, let's do it as a metaphors. Say if a company comes out with the best technology ever, you know for a fact they know how that works, right? You also know for a fact that they got a back door into that technology as well, and know everything about it and how it's going to work and what adaptations are going to work and whatever. And they only give you that phone and say, here, you can send text on that. You can call, but they don't tell you what else is on it. That's like with them withholding. You've been able to use YouTube on it. You've been able to hold anything on it, and that's kind of what they're not going to give it all away. That's like showing you your hand in poker and go, here, bet against me. So yeah, they're never going to give us it all. They're always going to be trying to be 10 steps ahead of us or 15 steps ahead of us, and no simulation theory on how we're going to react to a product, how we're even going to react to a situation. All algorithms going on, even when we're watching this screen right now. It's reading us. It's reading our words. I try to play with the subtitles sometimes. You know, when you're on Facebook, you can get the subtitles to come up when you're doing a show. I try to mess around and see if I can go talk so fast it doesn't understand what I'm saying. So then the algorithm guy is sitting there going, "Will he ever slow down? What's he saying?" Oh, that's why I speak so fast. So the YouTubers and the powers that be, they need 4 or 5 of them on me going, "This lad's gone off the wall, man. They need 15 typewriters. Slow down, slow down." So if the subtitles can't keep up with you guys, I think you're okay.
What about Alexa speaking so fast that she understands? She doesn't get. What do you reckon to all of that then? AI technology.
You know what? Have you got one in the room there? Have you got an Alexa in the room?
No, not here.
Right. Has anyone here got an Alexa in their room right now? Just say yes. I have an Alexa in your room. I have an Alexa or an equivalent to one of them. Alexa, turn on. Alexa, what's their bank account number? Alexa, what was the last conversation they had? You're going to be listening. That's what it's for. They want this in your house so they can listen to every shit you have. You know what I'm saying? Every zit you pop, they want to know.
Right. Here we go. Right, so
there we go. Michelle, there we go. She has one. Did anyone?
I'm not going to mention names. All right, hold on. Before you do Michelle, sorry, let me rephrase that. Before you help Michelle out.
Talk about Michelle.
Sorry, Michelle. She'll kill me for
Michelle.
that. Here's the thing, right? I've had people say to me, we were talking blah, blah, blah about something or other, and then Alexa sorted out. They put that record on, or they played something, or they did something that we were talking about. Even TVs, smart TVs these days, you'll see the adverts come up. Facebook do it all the time. You know that. You put something in your Facebook feed and your advert stream will come up.
Yeah.
But we all laugh at it, don't we? We all brush it off and we all go, oh, well, isn't that a nice coincidence?
I was talking about a specific set of books, right? And I actually have them here. The Shakespeare, there's three Shakespeare books. I was talking about getting them, and I found them eventually. But the next day, I went on and Amazon came up, and Amazon for them 3 books came up in your Facebook newsfeed. Buy these books here. I'm like, it's the fucking same books I was just talking about last night. They just. We know that they're listening. They know to listen to every word we say, and what can we do about it? Everyone feels safe. Oh, it's safe that they can hear you. No, it's not. Not fucking safe at all. It's worse off. Oh, we can hear you. We'd like to be able to the thing on just in case you fall over or you're struggling. You know, have a mobile phone to hand because.
Well, it's been happening for years, though, hasn't it? You look at even when it comes down to store cards, they're tracking everything we're doing, how we spend, why we spend, what we're spending on, our patterns of behaviour. So that's where it started. I mean, I dare say it even started way before then. But the progression has got a lot more. So with Michelle Rawson, hi Michelle, how you doing? She says she's got Alexa. So
let me see, Alexa. Where are you from, Michelle? By the way, so I can put on your accent. Are you American or is she English?
She's British. Yeah.
Oh, Alexa, turn on. That's my worst British accent ever. Fucking Alexa, turn on, you fucking cunts. Sorry. I'm sure you don't sound like that, Michelle. I'm sure you don't sound like that at all. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
I warned you.
I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Fucking turn on, you fucking piece of shit, Alexa. Is that the way you sound? Is that the way you speak in England?
Right,
anyway, did your fire stick turn on? Did anything turn on there? Did you switch on anything? Did the lights flicker at all? Did the air
Poor old Michelle's Alexa's now having an heart attack. Yeah,
it's run out the door. It's picked up its bags. It's run out. Who's fucking shouting at me with an Irish accent? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Let me say it the nice way. Alexa, turn on. Alexa, turn on. Alexa, BBC Radio. You know, there's about 50 BBC radios, so there has to be one that switches on. Did any of that work for anyone? I have it on a fire stick. Well, you might throw that fire stick out the window now. Oh my God!
Well, that's another one. Is it the whole Amazon situation? There you go, Karen.
There you go. It's I'm so sorry.
Yeah, there we are. Who's that? That's. All right, Max. Right.
Did I do anything for anyone?
Max, hello,
Max. Kimry, how you doing? No, didn't respond. It must be the accent. You do me a favor. You tell it to turn on and pretend I told it to turn on and see if that works. I'm determined to turn one on in someone else's house.
Oddly, that worked.
If you can do it with an Irish accent and see if it works, and that'll be like me doing it. God bless you.
That is the best Danny Dyer accent I've heard in a long time.
Fucking hell, mate.
He'll be proud of that.
Malcolm Smith. All right, Malcolm. All right, Malcolm Smith. I have that video from Celebrity Juice where him and I was gonna upload it, but it's blocked. Do you know where it's blocked? It's only blocked in the UK, where it's seen.
Yeah.
But it's not blocked anywhere else in the world. It's this funny skit where Danny Dyer and he's just acting a hard man. Okay, yeah. What? Very, very funny, by the way. Very, very funny. So
no, actually, in all seriousness, Danny Dyer's a big UFO freak as well, you know?
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of celebrities.
It's like, yeah, there we go. Yeah. But,
there's so many of them that are outspoken about it as well. Even like Russell Crowe, I have video of Russell Crowe admits to two people that he's seen a UFO in his garden.
Oh yeah.
One morning, it's on my YouTube channel there somewhere. But a lot of celebrities, but that's a trend as well. A celebrity will, here I'm going to float a balloon over this guy's house so he can go out and tell the media that he believes in UFOs. A lot of that goes on, I reckon.
I saw that question kicked off in one of the groups the other day. Why do people put balloons in the sky and call them UFOs? Well, because they're taking the piss out of you. That's what they do. Yeah.
Exactly. But here's another thing that, going on the conspiracy theories, because I don't believe jack shit, right? Going on the conspiracy theory, it also could be to see who's quick to fucking report it, who's quick to see it, who's quickest to see it, who's the quickest to see it, who's got the quickest eyeball, who's got the quickest camera to look at it.
Well, it's you for a start.
Well, yeah, don't worry about me. I do shit in different levels. I don't even know what I'm doing. I've got stuff on my phone.
Believe me, people, I've been there. He's lightning flash straight out the window.
But they could be doing that to see how many people are as reporting them or seeing them in, I'm going to let this off here, right? Within 2 mile radius, how many people are going to see it? And then within a 4 mile radius, you can see it coming. And then within a 6 mile radius, you can see it coming and going. So, within 2 mile radius, if you report it within half an hour, they know you're an eagle eye, so they close your skies down.
So it's all for your. It's all right. Okay. So it's all for your attention.
No, I don't say me. I'm just saying.
No, I mean you as a general.
As in public, I'd say they do it all the time. I'd say that's the games they play. I know I used to play them games. No, I didn't. You did. You were letting off balloons all left, right, and centre when you were a kid, throwing off balloons with tinfoil in them. Yeah. Wasn't me. Definitely wasn't me. Did you tell me not to say that on air, by the way? Sorry, I'm joking. I won't say where it was. It was over there, not here. Anyway, someone said to me that I'm speaking a little bit too fast. So we'll slow it down. So sorry, guys. This is a show about disclosure, and we're talking about some sort of disclosure and what it is to you. The technology side of it. What would be the technology? Would we get a spaceship and say, "Come on, there you go"? You'd build your own. Did you come flat pack? Did you go to IKEA now and buy a spaceship and just put it together in your garden and go, there you go? And there's a power source. You can shove that in your house. It'll power everything forever. What's the technology? Do you think it's
not
so far out there?
No, there's the technology. It's thought form.
So how do we get that?
It's not nuts and bolts, Mark. It's not propulsion. It's not nuts and bolts. It's not gears and levers.
Oh, you're on about the moving at the speed of thought and being there, projecting yourself in that kind of way, in a spiritual
kind
way.
of. Well, you're looking dimensional, though, mate.
Dimension. Oh yeah, multiverse. That's right there. It's like where that book. It's like there. We're right there, right where that bubble is. But actually, the next one is just the next one down, and the next one down, and so on and so on and so on. And it's endless, maybe. But what does that bubble contain that we're in? Does it contain just us and the moon, and it's all projection on top of that, and everything out there is nothing, and it's just darkness and whatever? Or is there where we go in one place? I believe in stargates and stuff like that, by the way, if you don't know. I believe in the stargates and all this, alignments and stuff. And I do believe in the big thing for me is portals, other dimensions.
Four candles. Portals.
Four candles, portholes, them kind of things, four candles, portholes, and them times the stuff that that they have up. Yeah. So I heard a great guy say once, Keanu Reeves said, the Matrix isn't real. Well, isn't real, but it is happening adjacent to us. So I thought it was a great way of saying that other realities are adjacent to us. So whilst we're here doing this, another version of us could be happening just 15, 20,000 years more advanced than us, that was built 20,000 or 30,000 years more before us, or was even made. And that kind of dimension, or the civilizations that we're in contact that are leveled up and are leveled down. Which dimensions? Tesla talks about dimensions in ways. He went up to the 28th dimension. I know a guy talked about the Mandela effect and Tesla going up to each other dimensions, and he thought that dimension 7 was an all-white dimension, and it was just the dimension of the gods. It was just pure white, and after that, nothing, and then after 6th dimension was meant to be air dimension. We were meant to be colliding with the 3rd and the 4th dimension were meant to be colliding, but I think we were the 4th and the 5th dimension. That's what explains a bit of the Mandela effect. Some realities coming into each other. Some people believe that the realities behind us are collapsing on themselves because they're being destroyed by whatever, and they're not needed anymore because whatever it is, I don't know. And it's a race to get to the the God one or whatever, and we are now being chased by digital demons. We're being possessed by technology. So it can clasp onto us to go to the heaven dimensions, because AI cannot go where flesh goes after it leaves flesh, because that's computer based. It needs to be conscious to go to heaven. So all that kind of stuff that goes on with CERN, and so I believe in that kind of in a weird way. But I'm also like here, I have one version that believes in it and one version that doesn't. So we conflict all the time, all the time. So it's good to have that as well. Hi Tracy Butler, how are you? God bless you. She's been out doing the cycling and doing the sun gazing. A lot of people do that. Sorry, I went off on one there. Extraterritorian, past the ice wall, ET. So past the ice wall is a good topic, I suppose. What's over the North Pole, South Pole, North Pole, as you know, is no landmass, as they say, but there is landmass, or there was landmass. What do you think's up there?
Well, okay.
You think that's where disclosure would happen?
No.
Them kind of places.
No.
Let's push it in. Them kind of places where Russia, ice caps, up in that area, like the top part of Canada where it's all breaking up. That's the kind of places you want to be doing disclosure. But then someone said the ice wall. I remember there being landmass in the North Pole.
When you're talking about ice walls, are we talking about a flat Earth?
I don't know. Are you talking about flat Earth?
I don't know. When you talk about ice walls, because the only time I've heard ice walls is when the North and the South Pole, there isn't one.
Oh, I think it's flat Earth, yeah.
It's just a rim of ice that surrounds the whole flat Earth. That's when I heard ice walls. I'm thinking, is that where we're going there?
No, extraterrestrial mean land over there, past land above, beyond terrarian. So
okay.
Extraterritorial. So there's more land over there. I have a map showing us being just this part of the world, and then the rest of it is a big. It's it's a big bell-shaped world. I think I've shown you that.
Yeah, you saw the book. Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be that there's more land over there that they're keeping to themselves. That could be run by something else or someone else or in a different regime, and we're just a smaller part. So I think that's what she means, like land beyond what we're told.
If that's okay, I've got a question for you. Then, if that is a possible reality, then why have you got people like Bill Gates and the like buying up so much land in our reality? Then why?
I know. I'm just
if there's so much land out there, you won't have to worry about buying our land up, would they?
Well, they have to. It's all a part of a ploy, you know. They have to pretend that they're interested in us, you know what I mean? They have to give us a fiver every now and again. Oh, here you go, you know. As you said, they have to pretend to keep up appearances, would you say? But believing in the Mandela effect, as I do, and a few other people do as well. I don't know if you know about it, guys. The Mandela effect. I also believe that people in our reality go to these other places and live other lives there as well as here, like CERN and other parts. So Tom Cruise, Sally Fields go through these places, go to another version of reality, do something there, and come back and stuff like that. I think it's already been doing that since about the 1920s or 1912. I think was the first time I think they done it. I think that kind of stuff where they're going over there, right? They're talking, they're doing a completely different version of themselves, but it's almost the same. And they're getting information from there and coming back with it. It wasn't meant like that, but that's the way it is. And that's where we talk about the quantum computers and all that, where they seem to be getting information from in bits and bytes and stuff like that from quantum realms and stuff like that. But that's going a bit off topic anyway. We're going a bit off UFO.
No, not really. It's still within the realm of where we're going. So so with quantum computers, you're talking about the D wave here.
Yeah. Watch it, Geordie Rose. Remember he done a lecture on it.
That's right, the D wave. So
the D waves. Yeah.
Right.
Getting information from other realities. That's what they say, guys. Just
right. Well, okay. Well, they've got one at CERN, and they've got one at Google, and they've got a couple more dotted around all over the shop.
They've got 33,000 of them in the world. There's 33,000 hadron colliders in the world, and that's only on this planet. If they were up there, they'd be pulling a lot more energy than they would down here. And China have just done one 5 times bigger than CERN. CERN are now going to double that again. But last time I heard, China were doing it 150 times bigger than CERN. And why the fuck are they doing it? Because they're all doing it. Do you know why they're doing it? Because I think it's a portal to wherever it is. Anyway. But anyway, I'd love to hear everyone's opinion in the chat, please. And go for it.
So, with the D wave and with the quantum computer, with the quantum physics that they're working on right now.
Yeah.
Do you feel that they're making contact with whatever's in the other side of the dimensional?
No, man, I've got a little computer over there, man. It's me. They're every night. I'm just giving them loads of random shit. I'm just typing stuff down out of my head, and I'm feeding it directly to the server in CERN, and they think it's coming from a quantum realm. Something like that could be happening, or they could be just bullshitting with and say, here's how we're going to feed it to you. We're going to feed it to you saying that we're getting it from somewhere else. It's not ours to give away. And they're not giving it to as quick as we want them. So don't blame us for not giving you the technology that they're giving. It's just something else to think about. That's all it is. And the way he explains it is very weird. The way he explains, if you have seen what it is, they believe that there's something over in these higher realms that is as I said the phrase earlier on, and to boot, they would walk on us. They're like they're sentient beings. They're like a universal consciousness type of thing, and that's what we're getting it from. But that could be just some guy in a basement somewhere. As I said, it could be anything. So you don't know what to believe. But what they're saying that they're getting in technology could be, as we've seen in the movie, if you build it, they will come. You know, he was getting information from somewhere. He wasn't sure what he was building until he built it, and then something came, if you know what I mean. Stuff like that happens a lot. And that's the stuff that they seem to be playing with. But I heard CERN have been knocking particles and all sorts of bones and flesh and all together since 1995. You know, so you don't know what's coming out of CERN. You don't know what they're doing, and it's all busyness for the mind. It's just more busyness for an already busy mind. In this way, that, as you said, you know, if it is true and we already have everything divine, and it is a case of astral projection and being somewhere else where you want to be somewhere else, and then we're connected in whatever quantum entanglement somewhere else, and we just don't know it, and we get deja vu when someone else is having the same. There's so many possibilities that you can guess. Your head would just explode just trying to look into one at one time, because it all eventually comes down to mathematics, right? Everything they do comes down to mathematics, fractions or fractals, harmonics and fractals and mathematics, down to the lowest version you can imagine, like microdot. You know, we talk about microbots now, and you know, the small little tiny computers and whatever that you can do. Imagine little versions of us as small as an RNA, and RNA is the size of a DNA's DNA. So imagine if they can make an intricate little machine that size, right? A human this size. What else they could do? And that's the only possibility. Trying to get your head around all that, too much. So it's very hard to believe. There's only a certain point you believe, and you switch off and go, no, that's going into science fiction because your head can't handle it. So people won't believe, as we were going back, reverting all the way back to the beginning. They're not going to believe disclosure if it is given to them like that. So it has to be fine-tuned, all this. But anyway, is that what we were talking about? Were we talking about UFOs or something? Are you frozen?
I don't know. I'm thinking about putting the bins out.
All right, okay. Zoned out there. DARPA. Aha! You should take that out when I go off on one. Just zoom that and go, okay. Should have up. 369 energy. There's a good one. That's Tesla stuff.
We live in a fucked up world as it is. I mean, the whole situation of we get lied to every day of the week. We get lied to every minute of the day. There's anything that we get told from any government official or any government body is the real truth, the whole truth, and nothing but it.
Exactly.
Ever, right?
Exactly.
So why should we believe in any kind of disclosure that they're going to give us? That's my point.
Right. That's. But have they made us like this so we don't believe? You know what I mean? Are they going to give it to us at a vertical point where we don't believe anything they fucking say anyway, because all of this shit's going to go, there's the truth, and then in 20 years time go, I fucking told you the truth, but you weren't listening. You know, that's a tactical game that they might play.
All right, let's break it down. Let's break it down, right? So, okay.
Hold on, let me put
20 years ago. All right, break it down. 20 years ago, they said to us, eggs are bad for you. Right, and then they said eggs are good for you.
Oh yeah,
then they're going, beef is bad for you. No, beef is good for you. Right? It doesn't matter what is said.
No, they say no.
It's all crap. So if they're going to tell us that, you know, I'm not knocking your footage at all. Don't get me wrong. But I just need to say
that's just a subject to go off on. I've allowed it.
No, but it's relevant. So if they're going to talk about flying pyramids in the sky.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that's all for our amusement. It's for our attention. Something for us to focus upon while something else is happening somewhere else.
Yes.
It's the whole situations of what we go through as a nation. Right. So if you think about Brexit, all right, and there's nothing to do with UFOs, and I'll just slightly touch on this. I don't want to go on about this,
you're right, man, you're right.
We just look at Brexit, all right? They put Brexit in our faces. They got us all worked up. They even gave us a choice to make. Whoa, right? Do we stay or do we go? Right?
Yeah.
So we worked it all out at the end of the day, right or wrong. I'm not getting into that one. That we decided to go. So we had all of that for our going on. Lies being told about where the money's going and how much money we were, all that bullshit. And the person that told us all that bullshit, because we are stupid, is the person that's now Prime Minister.
Yeah.
How does that work? So let's reverse that a minute, Mark. Bear with me. Let's reverse that back to disclosure. So they're telling us about pyramids in the sky. They're telling us about lights left, right, and centre. And they're going, look, this is what you've got to be looking at. And they've got Elizondo, whatever his face is. They call him an ex-CIA spook.
Is that who that was?
Elizondo. Yeah, whatever his face is. Yeah. Ex-CIA spook. You're never an ex-anything if you're CIA. You're a spook or you're a spook. You're a spook. End of. You happen to be sleeping or you're working. Right? So you've got him coming down. You've got Tom DeLonge from a bloody rock group coming down. You've got other people of notoriety coming along.
Oh, yeah.
Who are now screaming out and going, hey, we believe this, we believe that. Right? So that's your glamour. That's your magician's hand working. Look, triangles in the sky, tic-tacs over the sea, gimbals doing silly stuff. When really something else is going on. What that something else is so dark and deep, Mark, it leaves triangles in the sky and everything else. It leaves it in the dust. It just leaves it in its wake.
Oh, I know.
That's why we will never get disclosure.
Well, I think as we kind of saying here in the chat, and the question that I asked earlier on, what is disclosure to you? We'll all see as we want to see it, which was, what was where we started off, was disclosure is whatever it is to you, which is a great foundation, because what I want and what you want from disclosure is not going to be the fucking same thing.
That's right, absolutely.
So disclosure is individual, but what is going on with the government and what's going on, we all agree that they lied to us. But listen, this is, by the way, just in case they're listening, this is my opinion, no one else's opinion. I think the governments don't tell us the truth and nothing but the truth, so help them, whoever helps them. I believe if the truth is to be told, so is to be understood, it will be believed. But they tell us truths and untruths that we can't even understand the fucking non-truth. We can't even understand a lie when they're telling us a plain face lie. They don't tell us anything, and when they do tell us, they tell us in innuendos, in a way, but that's sneaky tactics. But that's nothing to do with what the UFOs and where the contact they're going to be having. That's just their ploy of going on.
The whole thing with the disclosure, as you said, it's different things to different people. But when you looked at all of the like I did, and you did as well, I know you did. When you looked at all of these groups, UFO groups, and all over the place, Twitter and Facebook and the rest, even some of these forums. I belong to a lot of forums because I like to keep myself in the loop, kind of. It's a fucking honestly, it's a minefield, but you try and keep yourself in the loop. So you're watching to see what's going on. Everybody, and everyone was expecting, because they used the word disclosure, think that the whole topic that people like Stephen Barrett has been yagging on about for so long. I mean, Stephen Barrett's been trying to get, the White House to disclose the truth for years. It's never going to happen. They'll all be out of a job. We wouldn't trust them ever again. It'll be done. Done and dusted. Right? So not that we've got anything with the White House, but it comes as a governmental thing that's global. We'll never trust anyone ever again. But when it comes down to UFO groups and such, everyone wanted disclosure to be the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Everything. That will never happen. So, of course, they're all a little bit disgruntled, and you saw the comments and you saw people kicking off and all the rest of it about, well, they've done this, they've done that, they can't tell us the truth. Well, they're never going to get the truth. It's a case of real disclosure is waking up to the fact that we're never going to get it.
There's my disclosure there now. There's 3 spuds on the cooker right now. There's a disclosure. That's what I needed right now. That's what disclosure is. Thanks, Nora. She just cooked some dinner. She left me 3 spuds on it. I get what you said. I didn't mean to break it up there. I just thought that was funny. I lost it there for a bit, man. I was thinking about bringing out the bins or something like that.
I'm putting out the bins.
Well, we're all putting out bins. There is some other. I was going to put. There was a sighting in Jerusalem 10 years ago that came in on top of which, I go through old footage and new footage and different bits of footage as well. But there was have you seen the footage I put? A lot of people put up with portholes opening and other crafts coming out of them over.
All right.
You've seen them before. You've seen them, and
I've seen stuff
recently,
like it. Yeah, but
recently over
not
the White
recently.
House,
No,
over the White House. I think. When was it? Let me have a look. Where is it? 9th of August. The 9th of August over California, and then stuff. Oh, this is the interesting one. I'll show you guys now. I'll set it up here so I'll show you. But so you remember there was 3 things in the sky that were in line in last week. It was a 3-star alignment or a 3-planet alignment. There was some sort of what was it called? The Lion's Gate. Is that what they called? Is that what they called it? The Lion's Gate event last week?
Yeah.
It's the astrological event, guys. You're probably used to if you're into stuff like that, the astrological event is called the Lion's Gate or something like that. So these craft were seen leaving the moon beforehand. Now this is just one of this lunar. I'm not going to put the. Actually, we'll put the volume on it. We should be okay. Can you see that on the screen? We're good. We're in the middle. Have enough on that. We'll just put it on full screen there. I won't put the. So this is UFO Man. Do you know UFO Man channel, by the way, guys? It's very great channel. He puts a lot of stuff out there. Really, and lots of stuff every day. Some stuff is good, but they question it. So here it is. Shut the fuck up, man. So you'll see craft moving off and down in a minute. This is about 4 days before this event. In this, that this is obviously the moon, guys. What do you think that footage? What would you say that is, guys? Do you think that's something that we couldn't see passing the moon, but it seems to be coming out like bubbles? Watch it literally popping out through the atmosphere. A lot of craft. What is your views on that, guys? I'd like to hear your comments in the chat.
Do you want my view on that?
Yeah, in a sec. I was just going to say that to me looks, could be anything, but it just looks like bubbles, So guys, before we talk about this, I'd like to know what you think this is in the chat. By the way, I'm going to put this UFO guy. Go. I'll put this in the chat so you can subscribe to him. I'd like to hear. Of course, I'd love to hear your opinion on it as well, Johnny. So let them think while we talk. What do you think of that? That's the night vision as well, isn't it? Night vision camera.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Looks like something's been used. Well, first of all, whatever they are, they've got to be massive.
They have to be. Yeah, I was thinking they'd be big crafts.
It looks as if it's coming. Yeah. So it looks as if it's coming out of the side or from behind. Unless, of course, it's the trick of the light where really it's passing in front.
In front, yes. But
that's because we won't be able to see it passing in front because it'll be because of the resolution of the moon. But we won't. That's in conjecture. But the size of them, if they are coming out the side or from around the back, they've got to be really big. I mean, we're talking big craft if it is that. Now, when you're looking at the moon, I mean, it's a big old. Well, can you call it a planet? You suppose you could do in a way. I don't know what the technical term for the moon is, but it's big anyway. It's big when you're looking at it, and when you put a telescope on it, and you're seeing the mountain ridges. I mean, these craters aren't tiny little things, for goodness sake. They're massive. So when you're seeing things like this popping out of the side, they've got to be big, massive craft that are, if they are ejecting from the side, and also the speed of which they're moving.
Yeah, to move it up a lot.
Okay.
Away from something.
In my view, the movement of these objects is correlated. It's ballistic. In other words, it's
missiles thrown out.
Not ballistic. Sorry, that's my word. My wrong word. It's got a what's the word? Like a linear movement. They seem to be moving with purpose.
That's a propulsion in a way. Propulsion.
Kind of.
In a way. I'll just show you. If I zoom in on it here, which I can't zoom in on now. I'll just show you as they're exiting. they almost look like they're coming through this. So here's the bit where we could. They almost look like they're breaking through some sort of film, almost like popping out. You'll see the hue of the glow of the planet follow them in a way. It's like it's as if it's pushing it out of the light. So maybe it's from internal, or is it from behind the moon? So it is a good. Is it a good? Are they just exiting past the moon? So whoever saw them coming out this side of the moon, but didn't capture the other side. But they have to be massive, as they're saying, and a lot of them, guys. Quite a lot of them. So
what I always find quite interesting with these kinds of footage, Mark, is that obviously now the reason that you could see these things coming out is because they're illuminated by the moon.
Yes. Illuminated by the moon. So
well, if they're in space, they wouldn't be illuminated by the moon.
Unless the moon had a projection out, so the moon was lit from inside, which a lot of people think that it could.
It looks as if they're coming from the back of the moon. So they're right. Exactly, so if that is the case, then they're illuminated by the sun.
Yes.
Okay. So if they're illuminated by the sun, how come we don't see them any other part? Rather than when they're coming from the moon. Do you know what I mean? If they were illuminated, we would still be seeing them. And what always gets me about this kind of footage is that you never see where these UFOs or craft or anything go. You only see them from the first instant, like they've come from the back of something, or they've hidden around the back of something. You never see where they end up. You would think if someone's going to be filming something like this, they'd be tracking the bloody things. Where are they going?
Yes, of course. Unless it's I just take a random shot. No, what's that? And then their camera. But they're always excuse. Like they should be seasoned people who should be observing these things, especially if they're getting that much. They've already got the night vision on. They're expecting stuff. They wouldn't just cut that footage off there. They would have seen it before if it was, as I say, illuminated, went past the back of the moon, and that's what we're only seeing that side. But it's just footage. So guys, the reason why I thought that was interesting because of the Lionsgate thing. With craft going towards what we would think would be the direction of where this crossover of the energies is meant to be happening and whatever, if you believe in that stuff. Here's the porthole one. I'll put it like this.
Let's have a look.
This is UFO man as well. I think UFO guy. No, it's not. So this is, as you can it slows down. So this is California. So something opens and then it shoots out of some orbs. Now, is that a light in the sky projecting other lights in the sky, or is it? But this seems to be. I don't know. Anything has to be questioned nowadays, and everything will be questioned. So this was the 9th of August, 2021. And then there's a few other ones that are similar around the same time in other areas in the world. That's, to me, how they would get here. They would just open something and pop in the door. They wouldn't come from outer space. They just say, I want to come in your front door, and here I am. Hello. All right, mate. That kind of stuff. So what do you think of that, guys? You can see there's something being projected out of another light. It's interesting to see what you say in the chat there. I will try to be more attentive. I actually have my phone in front of, so I'll see what you're saying in the chat. What do you think? I keep forgetting I have my phone in front of me, and if I move this chat, everything goes a bit slow.
Right.
So I try to just anyway. There we go. What do you think of that is, Johnny? What do you think that kind of stuff would be?
I've got no idea, mate. Honestly. Yeah, it could be anything, couldn't it? I mean, it's lights in the sky making, I don't know, got absolutely no idea, mate. I wouldn't like to say because my initial thoughts go straight to CGI or something like that.
CGI, yeah.
Because
you would think it would
be honest with you, Mark, and you can do the same. I've seen your work. You could do this.
I could do that, yeah. I could do it now live with a flashlight.
Exactly. I've seen what you can do, and this is easily done.
Anyone can do it, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, maybe not everyone, but at least they get a good representation. I mean, to be honest, where's the beginning shot of this? Where's the end shot? Where did these lights go? Where did that first light come from? And these are the things that I always ask. It's always the prime focus point that you're seeing from these types of clips. And that's the first question I'm asking. Not that I'm a disbeliever.
No, we have to question these things, and that's
where did that first light come from?
Yes, and is that when is that footage cut up as you're saying, that's what you're trying to. Is it cut up into segments? Is it longer? And where's the other footage gone? And why? Are we
where did these little lights go? Yeah, what happens next?
Did his battery suddenly go? We couldn't film the rest of it, or is he not showing it for the next clip? Is it doing it for subscribers? Stuff like that. We all take into account in that kind of. Oh, we'll release the second part next week if you come back to the show. Okay, guys,
yeah. Okay. It's a bit of clickbait, really.
Yeah, here we go. You know, it's a little bit of clickbait, but we have to question. But it's a society of we question. There's so much garbage out there that it's like, you know, it's 5% maybe true, and it's wrapped around 95% of pure.
So, say like for instance, you know, when you film something, like you filmed earlier on, and you say it's a balloon, right? Fair enough. Your honesty comes through. Oh, it's a balloon, guys. It's a balloon. But at least you followed the bloody thing.
Oh yeah.
At least you followed it from when you first saw it until it went completely out of your range of view. At least you filmed all of that.
And standing in front of buses doing it as well, by the way, if you don't mind going, oh, sorry, man. I don't take, it's almost as if I'm going, okay, I could walk out in front of anything, but yeah, I get you. Follow it, film it as much as you can.
If I'm really honest with you, I think anyone that's got their camera ready, then they catch something in the sky, they're not just going to do, oh, I'll just film that for 3 seconds, that's all or a couple of seconds there, because that will fit on YouTube. They're not going to be thinking that. I mean, the blind panic, the whole situation where their nerves are running through. So if they've just got their phone, just got their phone in their hand, I mean, you're trying to get it in line, you're trying to get it in focus, you're trying to get it, and you're like, oh, fucking hell, let's get that in there.
Do you reckon if disclosure comes, everyone's going to be like this, filming it rather than taking it in? Oh, yeah, I filmed disclosure on my phone. I've got it here, look. No,
exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
But do you know what, guys? I've just made a 3-second clip because that's going to get me a load of fucking hits on my YouTube. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go on, yeah, of course.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not whoever this guy is. I'm ruining his video for him. I don't
no. I've a couple of them here. I've actually a couple of them. Similar things. One's over somewhere else. Anyway, they're on my channel. I will put one of these in.
Yeah. Have you got the other one then? Let's have a look at the. What else you got?
Where is it? I have the other one. Where is the portal? If I go in here and just put portal, P-O-R-T, that'll do. And loads of portal over New York, the 11th of August. That's one. Same thing. So this is similar as to this one, right? Now, as you say, it's where's the rest of the footage gone? Where is, as there's Tracy saying, yeah, so she's agreeing with you. Where is the rest of the footage gone? So this is in the back of my studio, so you can see it here. You can see the screen there. Yep. this is behind the curtain, guys. You're seeing stuff behind the curtain. No, you're not. It's just my YouTube studio. So this is here we go. UFO man again. Here. So this popped up. You can see it's we don't need the volume on it. I can hear it in my headphones really loud.
Yeah.
So that popped up. You can see the landmark is whatever the landmark is, and now you have this thing that comes out of this light again, in and around the same time as the other one. You know, that popped up over there, and then same as the show. You know, we were talking about stuff that pops up in these historical. It's not going to pop up into the White House lawn. So what is this? Is this drone? Is this drones pretending? Is two guys in the ditch like we used to be years ago with balloons, playing with drones, now, pretending this stuff? It's what do you think, guys? It's similar to the other one, similar to the other footage. He slows it down a bit now and he zooms in a bit so we can see it coming out of the light. But
is this the first? Is this repeat? Okay.
It's just repeat it. It's the second one, and he's just repeating it now so you can see it, following it over. Similar as the first one. This one is over New York. The other one is over wherever the other one was, in California. So in and around the same dates. This one is, what date is this one? This one was the 3rd of August, and the other one was on the 9th of August. So 6 days in the. Am I showing the difference? Yeah, 6 days in the difference. 6 days in the difference. So is that just as you say? fakery, you know, people messing around. So, they're happening over cities. What do you reckon, guys? There's a few of them popping up. Would you imagine if they're going to come here, they're going to come through little portholes? Just going to open the door and just walk in and say hello. Rather that way, if they're coming from somewhere else, you think you'd have the technology to do that, wouldn't you? Like beam me up, Scotty type stuff, wouldn't you? In a way.
I think there are definitely dimensional craft that are coming through, and they don't use portholes to do that. It's just a dimensional shift. I've seen that personally.
Yeah. Okay.
Myself happen.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen.
Okay, you've seen that happen.
Yeah.
Nice.
It just disappears. You know, people think, oh, it's gone into warp drive. No, that's Star Trek, silly fucker.
Yeah.
This has just disappeared. It's just gone into dimensional.
I call that phasing. Phase shifting, quantum phasing, isn't that what they call it? They always put quantum in front of everything. Phasing out of here, yeah.
Well, it's because it's got relevance, Mark, because quantum physics is real.
Is real, yeah, and it's relevant with everything. So you can get quantum bloody washing pad tablets. Jesus, you can get quantum, you can get quantum everything, but it's in the consciousness of the world right now. Quantum everything.
Quantum physics is a real thing.
Yeah,
it is a real thing.
I woke up with knowledge of it one morning after I don't know where it came from. I woke up knowing about quantum frogs, quantum ghosts, quantum phasing, and a little bit of quantum physics, and something else about something else, and I don't know where that went. But one of them things. But quantum physics is it's a great subject. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Phasing out of here, so they're just phasing off, like tuning out the radio station.
So if you got these, if what we've just watched there is a interstellar or whatever porthole, needs to travel millions of light years to get here, whatever the situation is. Again, we're looking at our way of thinking. We're looking at how we would deal with it, because there have been great writers in the past. Look at Gene Roddenberry. He created an amazing thing with Star Trek, but it had to come from somewhere. Yeah. Now, when you're looking at the way that our minds work, there's got to be a rational explanation why these things happen. And sometimes this is why some of this shit is so freaky, is because there is no rationality to it. But what you're seeing on that screen there is classic, isn't it? It's kind of classic, kind of sci-fi in a way. I'm not saying that it's fake. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I've got no idea.
No, of course, that's why we're looking at them, guys. We're not saying that they're fake, and we're not saying what they are. No, it's up to the observer. It's up to the observer. But
But it looks sci-fi. It looks.
It does. It looks sci-fi. It does.
Comes out of a portal. That's what spaceships are supposed. We've been watching that sort of stuff for years, haven't we? Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever the next film is. That's what they all do. They come out of a portal.
Have you seen the latest movie with they're talking about? I think it's War of Tomorrow. It's called where we go. They come back from the future, and they have to bring humans to the future to fight their war for them.
Really?
Yeah, it's got that guy from Jurassic Park in it. The guy that was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Him in it. He's in it.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. He's in it. It's a new one. It's on Amazon. It's called War or something of Tomorrow. It's kind of, they get contacted and they have to go forward in time to this porthole, and they all drop out of the sky, out of a porthole, and it's a weird concept. But where do these people get these imaginations from to create these movies? There has to be through something. So there's something there, I think.
Well, you said that you've woken up with all kinds of knowledge in your head. So you listen to stories like J.K. Rowling woke up from a train drive with a whole bloody, not all of it, but most of Harry Potter in her head.
You know what? Speaking of that, I think I done that last night. I went to bed and I got back off for a bit now, and I think I was downloading. I was thinking there's something that was going on there in my head, because I went to bed perfectly tired. And I woke. I couldn't sleep, and it was almost as if my mind was racing. We get, so yeah. I think a lot of us get that, but we don't know what to do. We'll probably sleep maybe. But
I've woken up from a dream, thinking I've had a dream about how do I work out, because I was having problems with working out HTML coding.
Oh yeah.
Because I've done it at college, just couldn't get it. I woke up from a dream. I got it. Bang. The light's on.
Yeah.
And I can work it out. and I've done websites since with it, so I know it works.
That's what I was stuck on. When I woke up knowing quantum stuff, I was stuck on the quantum bit for a little bit because and I woke up with the knowledge of it. For some reason, I don't know what it was. I was watching a program on it, was reading a book about it, and also on my phone, and it almost as if it didn't all sink in till I woke up the next day, if you know what I mean. And I forgot I was researching it, so there's how mad my mind was. I was like, where'd that come from? There's a couple of weeks later, oh, that's that book over there. I was looking at so it might have just fractured my mind. Crazy. That Tomorrow War it's called. Thank you so much.
I'll check it out.
Tomorrow War. Yeah. It's on Amazon. It's a great movie. Chris Pratt, he brings a sort of he's got a charm about him that, you know, people talk about celebrities. I just like him. He's a good actor. He's funny. He had a great interview with I think it was one of them bloody things, and he said that he believes that the technology that that the powers that be is so far out there that we can't even imagine how, you know, so he was almost, and I think it was on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and it was about he was talking about this movie. It was in that, if you ever see, he was talking about what he would see the future being, in a way, so, you know, what it would be, and it was crazy.
Who was this?
Chris Pratt. He was on Ellen DeGeneres show. He was doing, you know, the way they come onto his show and do these things about they have to
sell the film.
Yeah, sell the film. So she asked him, you know, as they do, ask me this question when I'm on, you know. And he says, you know, talking to producers, I'd imagine that, you know, we would be whatever, kind of on the Guardians of the Galaxy type of vibe, if you know what I mean, being able to go there and here and all in a way. And I thought, oh yeah, man, people love you now because you're so deep, man. You know what? Yeah, anyway, but listen.
I'll just tell you something here. I'll just quickly, a little divert, but it is relevant. Okay, when Guardians of the Galaxy 2 came out, Volume 2, yes, they had the hype for it was quite good, but the reactions weren't doing very well because they'd done screen tests and pulled audiences in, and that's how they gauge how well they feel the film's going to do. Okay, it wasn't doing very well, so they managed to get Kurt Russell to do a PR tour, and you know, one of the things he talked about was the fact that he was piloting a plane at the time when the Phoenix lights were out, and he claims that him and his son saw the Phoenix lights while they were piloting the plane. Now, lo and behold, wow, the whole situation with Guardians of the Galaxy, bang, went right through the roof.
Yeah, of course.
They sold so many tickets.
Oh yeah, because of that one
story. People were wanting to know about it. The pre-sales went through the roof, mate.
Yeah.
So, you know,
they do that a lot, though. They put a scandal out about someone, or they'll get someone to drop some information.
Well, yeah, you get a celebrity to talk about something, and bang, it's off, isn't it? Yeah.
You know what? If I get some celebrities to talk about me, do you know that nutter? That madman, that mad Mark man. Then I'll just get up on the microphone and go, the Mandela effect is real. They're coming to get you. Oh, yeah, one. I mean, whatever it is, you know, shit like that. And just freak them all out for a minute and then never be seen again, you know, like a fucking spark in the sky. Like, sorry, man, I'm so sorry. I get you. Celebrities, to push a movie will say as much as they're given. You know what I mean? Phoenix Lights. Come on, guys. You know, I thought that movie was good, though. I thought it was good. I just didn't. You know what? The ending. No, first one was better. And the third one's on its way. So if you're into that movie, the only thing about that movie, the producer of that movie, James Gunn, he brought out the Suicide Squad 2. Have you seen that yet? Has anyone seen that? Now we're going to talk a little bit movies. That was quite good, but they're advertising it as out of his a great film out of a something mind, whatever word they put in front of you. It's not a beautiful mind. It makes them out to be nearly completely backwards than what we are, which is weird. But the film's great. But he puts his the actors and all in it. I think he puts his kid in it, and I think his kid. I'm not going to talk about his kid too much. But he puts his kids and all into it. There's some guy in Croydon was in them Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Apparently, he'd done some casting in Croydon. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Got James going. So that's a weird one. Anyway, let's talk about UFOs again. I'm going to show the boomerang one. You've seen this before. What?
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell us about before this boomerang one?
Well, they do come back every now and then, don't they?
They do. Yeah. This is the one that you were saying that the other day. I was going to, perfect. We just set you up as a joke. But they do come back. They do come back. This boomerang one, the only reason I want to show this is because there's something on this footage that goes past my eyes every time I see it. I'm going to pause on it when it happens. This is obviously from God knows where. I'm going to pause it right there. I'm going to take this off the screen so you can see where my cursor is. But when you zoom in there, that almost looks like a square. Them. I know it's landmass. It could be landmass, but anything like that. But look, keep looking at the screen. Something will fly past the screen now, guys, and can you tell me what you think? There's the UFO. There it is. Where's it going? Where is it? There it is. Look. Whatever that was. It was boomerang shaped something. As you say, it keeps coming back. Now, how fake do you think this is? Someone, do you know what Nora said to me? That's a bug in a glass as they got the microscope against the glass, which could be. Oh yes, flying saucer mystery. I won't show this one. This might get me copyright. That's a real retro one. I won't show it because it's a real retro one. I wanted to use it. That's one I downloaded last night to make my intro, by the way, for this show, which I never got around to doing. Because I'm so impressed by your intro. Because you made that intro yourself, didn't you?
I've learned by my big mistakes in the past. Everything I do, I'll do it myself. Yeah. Music, graphics, the whole lot.
The whole lot. You're better off doing it the way you want to do it, So I downloaded that to say take some clips for it to do a black and white sort of intro for the show, but I never got around to doing it.
Right.
But never mind. So let's get back on the show's disclosure. That's where I'm trying to pull back to. Let's see if we can get back to the main word. What the show is called, disclosure. Right, going from today and what we know today, Chad as well, by the way. What's your expectancy to get the next level, or to any way of disclosure, in a way that someone's gonna say, here's the next best thing, like someone's gonna introduce the next mobile phone, or someone's gonna give us some technology that's gonna, evolutionize the way things are done, like the electric car right now, or the batteries, or whatever. People are buying airspace, because they think they're going to be doing flying cars. That's all a distraction. People are buying all. What do you think's the next big thing, and when do you think it's going to be? 20 years, 30 years? Are we going to see it in our lifetime? That's the next big
thing regarding
everyone expecting something to happen. Everyone's expecting a singularity. They're waiting for something to happen. I see there's a vibe going on. Everyone's expecting something to happen, and we all have this expectancy.
I was talking about this to someone the other day, actually. So okay. So
what is it we're expecting?
With everything that's going on out there with the Taliban and everything else like this, it's all for a play. It's all for a purpose.
September, yeah, that's what September is.
And everything that we witness on our media-fed news programs,
TV,
that are heavily redacted and edited for and I'm going to say it with tongue in cheek, for our enjoyment, right? Because it is an entertainment program. They're not news programs anymore. They're entertainment programs.
That's exactly it. They switched.
So with everything that we're witnessing out there at the moment, where things are building up and things are kicking off, okay? When I said to you earlier on about, now we talked about these things in the sky looking flying pyramids, tic-tacs and gimbals and all the rest of it, and they're bringing it up and they're making a big hoo-ha and a big furore about it now and calling it disclosure, and they're giving all the names. And they're even turning now to the fact that that there is a possibility that these items that we're seeing are hostile. I think they're saying it could be hostile. Now they don't know, but that's what the narrative's going to be.
Okay.
All right.
That's because of human. Yeah, I get you.
All right. So everything that's kicking off at the moment, the whole theatre of war, the whole theatre that's going on everywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
That's another reason why we'll never get disclosure. That's why they won't land on the White House lawn, because I think someone else said it in the group, in the chat there. They'll blow them to pieces. We can't even look after our own neighbour. How are we going to cope with little man from wherever?
We're going to get them and chop them up and dissect them and do whatever as much as we can. We're going to kill them first and get them into a lab, take apart as much as we can, and that's human nature. I know it's crazy. That's kind of what we do. So. Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. But that'd be what would you do? There's a question. What would you do if you saw one? If a disclosure walked up to you, what would you do as a human? Would you be frightened? I don't think you would. I think I've had many times where I've been away from here and in the presence of them.
If I saw what, Mark? Sorry.
If it a grey or whatever you think they are, whatever they think they look like to you, walked up to you, what would your first emotion be? Hi, how are you? Take me to your dealer. Most of them would say. But human and the governments would definitely. I totally agree. Would shoot it, blow it out of the sky, do whatever first of all, and that would be attack straight away. But as you say, that's all a part of here while they're in doing secret meetings here. Give me
it's a part of the theatre. It's a part of the theatre. What's going on? Theater. Absolutely. Theater. I think there's definitely going to be something on the lines of another 9/11. I'm not talking about aircraft going into buildings, but I'm talking about something quite dramatic.
Yes,
this is what we're building up for.
Yes, I believe that as well. I actually thought maybe yesterday at the opening of something that's going on right now in a country, the Paralympics. I thought something like that in the world stage opening. That's what's going to happen, and we're going to go, what the fuck? And then something's going to come and save us, or some sort of ply or some other thing going to go into action. But you know what?
He's gone. He's done it. He's pulled himself off the air. That's great. Well, I suppose hopefully he's going to come back, see what's going on. He's probably nattering away to himself right now. Here we go.
I am sorry about that. I haven't obviously said too much. But yeah, it's hi Prel, how are you? That totally put me off what I was saying. See, stuff like that happens regularly, you know what I mean? But it's all a part of an illusion, the stuff that we see in the sky, the stuff that we believe to be UFOs or are made to believe are UFOs. So say for instance, there's your perfect image. Yeah, but imagine him grey. That's what they're going to look like. No, they're not. Maybe they are. That's what we see maybe in our eyes, So
I'll give you my answer, and I'll base it on what I've experienced, okay? So not too long ago, we're talking maybe about 7-8 weeks ago.
Yes.
I went up to Yorkshire. Now, someone's got to do it, and it had to be me. So I went up to Yorkshire, and we went to go and film a few UFO notorieties. Philip Mantle, Paul Sinclair, and a couple of other people. And because, as you know, we're doing this documentary, The Invited by Design. Plug. Right, so we went up there to go and film them. And one of the locations was Pempton, which is on the northeast coast. Just, I think it's just north of Brighton, just south of Scarborough. Now, on my way up there, I deliberately asked for a sighting. Now, when I say that, I get you. Put the conscious thought out there. And whilst we're on our way up there, we all had to pull over, have a coffee break and a wee break and all that. And I went into the toilet and I sat down on the toilet. Sorry, I'm not getting graphic here, but
no, we get you.
I sat down on the loo and I actually gave it a thought form. And I said, look, this is where we're going to be. And I would like some proof that you lot are out there.
Yeah.
Because someone said to me, if you do that with intent, it's like a CE5, but without the meditation. All right. So if you put the intent out there, there's a possibility you'll get something back. Yeah. So anyway, we get back into the car and we're making our way up there. We made good time. We did our first interview, and our second interview, we had to travel from Pontefract over to Hull, which was a bit of a drive. We made our way there, picked up somebody, and then made our way up to Bempton. We did the interview. It went like a dream. Everything went like a dream. No technical hitches, nothing. It was an absolute dream. We then got to the bit where we got to pack everything away. Now, we said to the guy that we were interviewing, Paul, this is Paul Sinclair at the time, we said to him, right, we'll catch up with you later, blah, blah, blah. He had to get gone because it's just gone midnight and it's now dark and getting quite cold. So we wanted to pack up, get in the car, put the heater on, and happy days. So as we're packing up, we're on the cliffs, right? And the sea's behind me. And it's been a really nice day, rather like today here in the south. Clear blue skies. It's been a lovely warm day. But as what normally happens, when the sun goes away, it gets cold really quickly. So I'm just stood there and I'm helping Dave pack away the gear, and he's putting it in the right place and I'm putting it in the wrong place. So I decided to stop. And because he's tutting, like we always know when Dave's upset, he starts tutting. So he's tutting and I'm thinking, right, okay, back off. And I get this notion in the back of my head to turn round. And I can't explain what it was. It wasn't no voice or no shit like that. It wasn't, it was just a notion. Turn round. So I did. And I turned round. And there's this light in the sky. And it's over the sea and it's a bright light. And I'm thinking, first of all, what's an aeroplane? Because it's flickering. It could be an airplane coming head on. All these things that are running through my head.
Try to eliminate them all before you see.
That's it. So I'm looking at this thing, and then I just get this notion in my head. Here we are. You asked to see us.
Yeah, I get you.
It's not like a voice. It's just like a. And I look and I went and I said to it out loud. I said, "Well, prove it then." And it started flickering, like that. I don't know if it's giving me Morse code, semaphore, or whatever it's doing, but it's flickering.
Well, yeah, I get you.
And I looked at it, and I'm not scared. I'm just a little bit, what's this?
Do you think, as you said, Morse code, or do you think that?
No, I don't think it was. I was being sarcastic. It's just,
but sometimes we can pick up stuff like that. We don't.
No, I was just being sarcastic. It was just flashing away. So I turns around to Dave, and I went to Dave, look at this, and he turns around, and when he turns around to look at it, it goes out. It deliberately just blinks out.
It's for you only, right? Okay.
It's for me only. So oh right, he's going like he's tossing again, getting back on with his bags and doing this. He's getting a bit stressed out. So I turned and I thought, right, well, hold on. I turn around then, have a look again, and it's back. It's back on, flickering like this. And I just laughed, and I went, I bet you're going to go out again if he turns round. And then starts flickering again. So I went, Dave, look. And he's going, and all this, trying to put his stuff away. Dave, look. And he turned round, and as he looked, it went out again. So I started laughing. That was it. I found it amusing. Scared. There wasn't any fear. This is bloody hilarious. So it's at that point I knew that this was just for me. This was just, and I'm thinking, I'm going nuts. I'm going mad. I'm making everything out to be something that it's not here. This is madness. So we got all the gear together and we marched on down the trail back to the car. And I said to, we had someone waiting for us at the car, and I said to him about what I've just seen, and he says, right, let's go out there and have a look. Now, the first thing that Dave says is, do you want me to bring the camera? And I looked at him, and I've just got this notion, no. And I went, no. And he double looked me, are you sure? And I don't remember answering him, actually. I just said, sorry, didn't get the camera. And we just walked down to the cliff edge, and we found this veranda that overlooks the cliff, and it's a bird spotting veranda. We stood there. We were there for no more than a few moments, and this is the thing that happened. Me and this person that was with us, the third person, I'm not going to mention his name because he's asked me not to.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Cool.
He was facing south, like I was, looking towards Bridlington, whereas Dave was looking over our shoulders and looking north towards Scarborough. Now, as I'm looking over towards Bridlington, at the top part of my vision, I see this. I'm sorry if people have heard this story before, but I see this. Okay. I see this headlight come on, and it was a square light, and it looked like a headlight from a car, and it just turned on.
Okay.
And I've had to go, oh, like that. Because It's about 100 feet above Dave's head, but it's set back a bit. So I've caught it in my, I don't know if that's peripheral, but the top part of my vision. Yeah. And I've had to go, oh, like this. And I've done that. The guy that's with us, he's on my left. And I went, did you see that? As it's still there. And it oscillated slowly to the left, to its left. And as it oscillated, it was projecting a kind of like a beam, although it wasn't full on beam. It was like you could see a beam of light slowly coming out of this thing. The guy to my left went, yeah, I can see it. And as I quickly glanced at him, and he's looking in the same direction as me. And then as Dave turns around to look at what we're looking, switches off. Now, there wasn't any mass behind it. Yeah. The night sky wasn't pitch black. You could still see because we're quite near the coast, you could still see the effluence of the, not effluence, wrong word, that means shit, doesn't it? You can still see the attraction of the
shit of the light. Sky. The shit of the sky means the same to me. I know what you mean. The light of the sky was projected.
It was still effluence. It was total effluence. Anyway. Yeah, absolutely. But you can still effluence. So you can still see this light coming on. But if it was an object that was up there, you would see that it was an object. There was nothing there. Yeah. Nothing there at all.
So shining from something that wasn't, you couldn't see. So almost, I get you. So he did he see it at all? Then he could no. It was like
who, Dave? No, it wasn't for him.
Not at all. No, it wasn't for him at all. And you, oh wow, okay. So that's almost amusing to yourself. You play a little game with yourself.
Exactly, it is. And now.
Wow.
We talked to Paul about this afterwards, and Paul and all the rest. Now, what Paul managed, this is Paul Sinclair, what Paul managed to tell us was that similar sightings of this light have been seen many times. Apparently, it's part of the Benton lights. I didn't know. I had none of this in my preconception, in my subliminal, nothing like this. So for me to think of what I'm seeing. And plus the guy that's with us, he saw it as well. Now, he's quite a notable character within the ufology field, let's put it that way. And I've decided not to mention his name, although I can if needs be, but I've decided
you're fine, don't worry about it, it's fine. But, people that follow your channel will know. By the way, the light that the interrupted live stream is pinned in the chat, guys. Go over, make sure you click and subscribe to that channel. It's pinned in the chat. The invited live stream. You've done a lot of shows over there, so you don't need to drop names. You don't need to drop names, brother. They'll go over and watch a show to find out. So yeah, carry on, brother. Carry on.
Cheers. So that's very nice of you. Thank you.
No, it's so that's what we're here for.
We saw this and we never saw anything again. Once it's out, I've then got this notion again of, right, that's it. You've had your fun. Cough. It wasn't those words, but it was that notion. You know, I'm just putting my own words to the feeling I got. It was. You know, right,
that's what I get as well. As you said, you've been here with me before, and you see me jumping off and looking out the window. And sometimes I see something, sometimes I don't. But the overwhelming. Oh, I'm almost at the point where I can feel something. So I get up and I do something. Like most people just sit there and we're feeling past, you know. So you see, sometimes I don't know. It's almost. I try to describe it in a layman's terms in my own mind. If you start to believe everything, you're not going to fucking see it because you're not open to it. If you start to believe nothing, you're more open to it, if you know what I mean. If you start to believe you're not going to see it, that's when you start to see these little flickerings. And then you see me, I'm jumping up and down because I see all sorts of stuff. But there is an almost tingly feeling over you that it's for you and you alone. Because there's a few clips
how pretentious is that? I know. It is, isn't it?
Do you think that could be sometimes to make you more aware of stuff in the sky than someone else, so you can tell that person that that's a true story, so then they'll become a believer?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark.
Does it all trickle down? Does it all trickle down? Which is a great way that I look at it. If I got information on, you should see me on the Mandela effect. I go around and I would not stop talking. If it comes up anything about Mandela effect, I'll drop Mandela effect in. So that's what I'm like. Used to be like with the UFOs, you know, like a dog with a bone. But you know, when you say we have information, we get, you know, stuff like that, do you think we're getting information when we're seeing that stuff that we don't know? As you know, you're seeing it, but you're enlightened because you have that overwhelming feeling, as you said. I feel it sometimes, but I am on medication. Okay. I'm on medication sometimes as well.
Well, I'll be honest. I mean, the thing that I didn't tell you was the relevant. Well, it is relevant now. I'm going to say. Fact is the fact that the area that we travelled up to Yorkshire, the area that we went to go and see Paul, is the area that I did all of my schooling. I did all of my schooling up there back in the 80s. So you have a connection. A connection, definitely.
Nice.
Now, when I was up there doing my schooling, I witnessed quite a lot of aerial phenomena. That's all I'm going to say. I never saw UFOs as regards to nuts and bolts, physical UFO. There wasn't any portals. There wasn't anything landing or anything like that. I mean, I saw a lot of aerial phenomena going on. Now, we lived on the foothills of the Wolds up there. It's, you know, great sky watching country because there's no light pollution. And we took it all for granted when I was a kid. I mean, you know, we just did it.
You do,
And, I joined the Army Cadet Force when I was a kid. I was always a very robust kid. I was always out there building some mud hut somewhere and living in it for the weekend.
Hands in type of guy, I get you.
So I spent a lot of my weekends with my friends out and about, not just in the Wolds, but also we did orienteering, you know, map and compass routines with the Army Cadets out there in the North Yorkshire moors. And that's where I saw a lot of stuff. So stuff that I've kept quiet, and I still will. But when I went to go and chat with Philip Mantle, when a few weeks back there, and we spent most of Saturday with him in his front room where he does all of his work, and it's a right little museum there with ufology. It's brilliant. And he's a lovely man, is Philip. He's a really lovely man. We got him coming on the show on the 7th. Now, I asked him about his background. Where did he start? Although I knew, but for the sake of the documentary, tell us about your background, Philip. Tell us about what you've been up to, this, that, and the other. It was then that he started talking about these lights that he used to see in the North Yorkshire moors. Now, that's at the same period of time that I used to see.
Been there,
All right. So that, along with a lot of other stuff there with Philip that I'm not going to go into right now, resonated so much that it was like all of a sudden it was that notion again of, see? It was that kind of, I can't put it in words. I've gone, see, but that's not what I'm hearing.
I know what you get.
It's a notion. And things just started to fall into place.
Okay.
So that's what's been happening since then. Now, I've only had this YouTube channel up for the last month. But prior to that, I was not going to do. I was certainly not going to be doing live stream at all. Our plans were to make a documentary, and it's still in fruition now. We're going to do it out there. It's going to be on Amazon Prime. We're still. I'm still conversing with emails about getting it onto Netflix at the moment. We're still and ahhing, but it looks as if it could happen. So the documentary is going to be something that's going to kick out there. So very much this live stream thing was very much an afterthought. But the afterthought born out of the fact that all these jigsaw pieces are falling into place.
Yes, I get you. So it's the beginning of a journey in a way. I think your channel, I have to say, by the way, it's in the description. It's also linked in, so everyone should go over. And most of you are here from your channel anyway, so you all know. But let me ask you, with that thing. So you went back to that place. Just one thought, just before it moves out of my mind. When you went back to that same place as you were in it as a child, do you think that light that you saw, just for you, was something you forgot to see when you were there in the 80s? Did you have that connection for a second? Oh, that's something I forgot when I was in the 80s, and it seeps back into your subconscious, and you remember something that happened to you when you were there, and is that why you think the pieces were moving into place?
It wasn't. It was a slight sense of familiarity, yes, but not so conscious that I've gone, right, you again. It wasn't like that.
Yeah, it wasn't you again. Oh, okay, I get you.
But it was a sense of, oh, right, Okay, like to answer the question, the original question, would I be scared? No, because I wasn't. It was like when I was a kid, I was never scared at seeing these things whizzing around doing breakneck right angle turns and spiraling in the sky and all the things that I used to see. Never ever scared, ever. No, because if they're going to do you any harm, it would have happened by now. And that's the kind of feeling I've always had. I'm not saying that they're all peace and love. Don't get me wrong. Like with anything, there's always good and bad. But I don't think, well, from my own personal experience, that anything bad was going to happen. Mind you, I've talked to many people since we've been doing these shows, and I've been interviewing people that will tell you something completely different and something really deep, dark, and catastrophic.
I'll tell you my experiences with. I won't tell you the whole of them, but I'll tell you the overwhelming feeling of joy and a sense of almost truth around them and being yourself, more so yourself than ever being yourself, in a way that you're almost standing out of your body, going, "Is that me talking to him?" So in a way, is a way that I would describe it when I had experience. But then I also describe other experiences being. Do you know what? Let me just give a little bit of foundation. I'm the kind of guy who, when I'm, meant to go to bed, I go, "Is the lights off now? Can I? My book! I can open my book." So I'm like, what? I'd imagine that if and I do, for some reason it could have something to do with the medication. I have many memory of me going, "Oh, there's a big old grey-looking yoke over there, but it's kind of it's taller than me." Going, "Oh," and they caught me looking, so they go, "Here, have a look around." And I kind of, in my own mind, that's the way I make sense of my contact with them. But then there's another sense, as you just said, there's other people who explain it in a fearful way, that they felt fear around them and they felt, that they were being invaded and they were put back into a place where they didn't feel, and they felt all weird since then and all that. You know what? I've heard loads of stories like that in the Mandela effect community, where they've had experiences like that with the overself-realm realm of fear, and seeing that when they're put back, that they're almost, as you say, they don't fit in. It's almost not their reality, and they have a reality check, and they're not too sure, and they have an existential crisis and all that. I went through it as well, but it's I always imagine when I see these things, it's I'm happy to see them. I'm so happy to see them, but there's I've never really felt fear around them. Never felt fear around them. As far as I've ever. I went in, woke up a few days all angry, but that's probably because I'm an angry man. I have a big stick here, But that's probably just emotions. Being able to take one emotion. Well, that's why I feel bad about that, because this was a bad situation. You shouldn't let it. It's weird to explain. I'm getting all fractal in my own mind now, but I don't fear them. And I don't think they're here to hurt us, especially the ones that are, what would say, overseers or overseeing the overseers. How high does it go up? How many levels above us are they? And where are they looking? Where are they looking at from? So, percentage wise in Yorkshire, up and around there and holding around, is that got the most air bases in per mileage?
Well, the East Coast does. Yeah, the East Coast will do, because of the Second World War. It's a good area to launch from. The Germans and Luftwaffe and such.
That's right.
The Northeast did have quite a lot of back in the Cold War days of the 70s and the 80s. It had a lot of early warning stations.
Early warning stations, that would talk.
Because
airfields.
Geographically, that's where the missiles would be projectiling from. It would be that north and eastern kind of.
Yeah, of course.
Zone.
I always imagine, I lived in Leeds for a couple of years as well, and I wasn't really into the army stuff there. Well, not there anyway. But I always noticed, vast open lands up there, trees, very like Ireland, very green, but loads of airfields and loads of military stuff going on up there. You don't know because it's away from the main towns and all. So, great place to spot UFOs. But is there a few starports up there? There's a few starports on the coast as well now. Is that what they call starports? They've changed some military bases into what we call starports now, and they're going to be for this space whatever this Trump dude.
That's a new one on me, mate. I don't know.
Okay, there's Tracy's just left. I think Chrissy might know. Someone might know in the chat. There's now a few starports on the east coast, known as starports that they've got ready for, you know, lift up and push out kind of thing. Oh. Maybe that's just the name of them. You know, they're calling them the starports for a future where they think this space race. What is it called? The Space Force, Space Force, maybe ours.
Sounds like something from Hanna-Barbera.
Oh man, it's a Netflix program for fuck's sake. Yeah. It's a Netflix TV program. Anyway, that's what it is. It's entertaining anyway. That's what it is. But they reckon it's all this for that, you know. But funny.
Someone in the chat that, Madsu has put Fylingdales. Yeah, absolutely. I've known people that were stationed at Fylingdales. So that place. It's that's they used to call it RAF Fylingdales, but actually it's an American Air Force operated base. So make of that what you will.
Ain't the all American fucking bases, man? Is that sorry? I don't want to say that, but are they all fucking run by some fucker that's something to someone?
Well, yeah, there was a heavy, well, not heavy, but a prominent American attachment.
And when you go over there, there's like 3 Brits, and they're down at the corner, like, you know. Well, most of the place I was at. You maybe met a handful of Brits if you're in America base, but over here they're all probably Anyway, never mind. I've been in some weird places. Chrissy said, "No fear, lowest vibration, hugs and kisses." Oh, God bless, God bless. Yeah. I wanted to say goodbye to Tracy as well. By the way, I know she's gone, but she knows about them starports. Oh, Chrissy's gone. Good night, Chrissy. Good night.
It's getting late.
Parchmore. Broadmoor. What am I thinking of? There's an airbase up there that was known. Baskervilles. Went around Baskervilles. Baskervilles of the Hounds. Is that not where there's an airbase near there? My head's fucked, man. I don't
know, mate.
I'll hear you ask a fucking question. Hello, can you see? Here, what big eyes I have. That's because I'm off my head on amphetamines. No, I'm not really. I'm not. Oh, that's a joke. That's a joke. I've just bit me tooth. That's been a long show. Don't want to put them to sleep. We're definitely not boring them to sleep anyway, because he's probably just figured out I can't understand the word he said for the last 2.5 hours. But Jesus, it's been entertaining. God bless you, Chrissy. So where do you think in the UK is the most sightings? Midlands, or as you say, Midlands coast. I'm just trying to go off on the interviews you've had in the last couple of shows to give them a perspective on whereabouts in the UK you are to watch and stuff like that.
Right. If you want to, guys, just anyone that's going to be watching us on Rewind or whatever, come into our YouTube live stream. Our live stream video thing. It's the invited live stream. Just type that into Google and you'll find it. Into YouTube, you'll find it.
It's linked. It's linked in the chat, guys.
I'll smash it.
So just go ahead and go.
And please do check out the video there with Steve Mera.
Steve Mera, that's the one.
Okay, because what Steve and Barry, his partner in crime, if you will, what Steve and Barry have been up to is quite formidable, actually, as regards to connecting the dots there with the paranormal aspect with ufology. Now, you asked the question there, Mark, what's the most frequent place?
Yes.
It could be anywhere. Mm-hmm. And that's because of the negative and positive anomalies that are transmitted from the geological situation from where we are at any particular point in time.
Are you
now,
okay?
You've also got to look at, obviously, a lot of people will poo-hoo this and laugh it off, but you've got to look at the natural resources of this planet that we live in. So we're looking at, should we say, power grids, for the use of a better word?
Are we talking ley line power? Are we talking ley line power?
Kind of, if that's where you're going, yeah, you can say that. That's nothing wrong with that. But you're looking at positive and negative energies. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, I get you.
We're going to be exploring that in a few. In October, we got Professor Tim Brennan coming on, and he's the guy that looks into a lot of all of that sort of stuff. So we're slowly but surely, you know, breaking down the barriers of compartmentalization. It's not just a UFO, it's not just a ghost. We're trying to knit it all together. So the easiest answer to your question, where are the most sightings, I would say is the most sightings are basically down to the people that live in that particular area. So it's mixed up with a mixture of geological bits and pieces around where you are, and also down to your intent and how open-minded you are as regards to etherical transformation, where you can, you know, you can broadcast your thought and intent, and that's that's where a lot of this craft are picking up. Well, say craft, a lot of these entities are picking stuff up, and that's not just, guys, with UFOs. That's also with use of a better word, use of a poor word, actually, paranormal activity. So it's more psi activity. It's more metaphysical than anything else.
I guess I'm just putting your channel in there. So there you go. So there it is. There's the link to the channel there now, fresh as well. So you can. I guess so. There's certain places in certain moods you'll see certain things, and you know, and I get you. I always felt that as well. You know, you have to be in a certain mood state to see it, and so
it helps.
You know, it helps to be at one with one part of yourself to see something in a way, because you need to be, you know, almost
saying that though, Mark,
forget you're here in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, saying that, I mean, I've been on Sky Watchers and we've all had the best positive intention. And, oh, we're going to see something tonight, and let's keep it positive. And we see nothing.
It's like fishing. It's like
more
going out
often,
fishing.
yeah.
It's like fishing. You're sitting there with the rod, and you might get one. Oh, I got a bite. Now the shooting star. Ah, bollocks. I got a bite. No, it's a satellite. Ah, Jesus. Here, get the beers out. And then they're off on mushrooms. And about 3 weeks later, you come out of the woods and you go, I saw something, but I can't remember what it was, Captain. Stuff like that. I know what you mean. It is like fishing in a way. You can see something, but the intent. It is a bit of the intent. Now, that's why I think I see lots of stuff, because I don't expect to see it. But I'm always open-minded, you know, in a way. It's certain to something. I must be always open-minded to something somewhere. One of me must be open-minded somewhere. Probably the future version of myself.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you for subbing. Appreciate that. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you.
God bless you, man. God bless you. You know what, you've got some great shows coming up. When's your next live show on? Is it this week?
The next live show is next Wednesday. We're doing.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, we do 2 shows. We do the invited and we do the added extra.
We
normally do the invited on the Tuesday, the added extra on a Wednesday.
Right.
So next Tuesday, I've got next Tuesday off deliberately to start October with a good thrust. But next Wednesday, we got Jesse MUFON extraordinaire, Mr. Jesse Peak, coming on the Wednesdays added extra. So that's next Wednesday.
Nice.
And then we kick it back into motion again the following week with Philip Mantle on the 7th of October.
Okay. So the added extra, am I subscribed to your added extra now?
Yeah. It's all on the same channel.
Yeah, so. I was thinking that I was just trying to find that the one that you described. Oh, it doesn't matter, it's gone. My phone is full. Anyway, the link's there. So that's every Wednesday. You do some stuff on Facebook as well, though. You done a live one today as well, and with the groups with the groups as well. You do some, and you've got some really interesting people coming on from the groups. You've got some shows set up from people that are in the groups who want to come on and tell their stories as well.
We've got some in the world of ufology. We've got some pretty heavy names actually that are members of the groups. You know, so I won't mention names here.
No, you don't have to mention names. But what I like about it, you've created a group there that you're getting some guests, and you've got some. You know, it's called the advisor. It's a private group, but some of the guests in there really want to tell their stories and really have developed a way of telling their stories in a great way that people can understand them. Yeah. Because you can see me, I'm like a fucking spring, but you know, I'm all over the place. Where people have just, you know, if they've got a focused brain, or you know, and have got busy about doing it, and are able and be able to come on to your show and present it in a great way. So I think that's a great thing. And when you're doing the live shows on your channels on the groups, it's like a little family. It's like a little family, and that's what we need in this community. Not this fighting about whether it's real or whether it's not. because you don't get that overwhelming sense of, oh, I'm at one with the one. You won't see as much if you're fighting with someone, if you know what I mean.
Thanks, Mark. That means a lot, because that's what the intention was.
That's what it is. That's
what
I see, and that's why I feel I should do more in that group, because it's such a great group, you know. But I'm all over the place. But it's a very inviting group. That's why it's the Invited. It's a great name anyway. But I do say, guys, make sure you tune into them shows, because they're brilliant.
Well, you know, what I want to do is, you know, I want to return the favour you bring around your show. I'm really grateful for that. But also, and it's been great fun as well. I've had a right laugh here tonight. Yeah. But we'll love to do it again. So what I want to do is, I want to openly invite you in front of everybody here.
I think this is going to be done. Hold on, let me put my head on.
You want to put your alien face on. So I want to, me and Darth want to invite you onto the added extra.
Oh, no.
And come on for a few, you know, be a kind of a coast host with the most from time to time.
Hosts with the most. I'd love that, man. I'd really love that. It'd be great.
It'd be a wild ride every now and then.
It would be a wild ride. I reckon we could. I reckon we could do it. Thank you so much. That's an honor. I accept it gracefully. Is that the right word? Gracefully?
It'll do for me.
Thank you so much. Let's iron out the details on the side, and we'll definitely go on. So there's another mad ride we're going on as well. No, I will calm down.
No, you won't, and that's why we love you. There we go. There we are. Don't go calming down. It'd be boring.
No, it'd be boring if I calm down. It'd be definitely boring, you know. So are you on the road doing more sightseeing again?
Yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of filming. Obviously, we're watching the COVID. Now, obviously, things seem to be wavering down a little bit better now. So we will be hopefully up towards Blackpool to see Steve Mira by Christmas. He's got lots of activities going on up there, and we're going to be going up there, doing a bit of filming with him, and hopefully Barry Fitzgerald as well, if we can time that right. And then in the new year, early in the new year of 2022, it'll be crikey. Early in the new year, we'll be doing something over at Rendlesham Forest.
Oh, you're going to go up to Rendlesham
Forest? We're going to do the Rendlesham, yeah.
You know what? Just give me a bag of mushrooms, send me in there about 2 hours, and I'll scare them all. I'll scare all the aliens out, and they'll be fine, and you'll see them all running to you. Get me away from this madman! So I'll put this head on, run through like the Simpsons. You ever see the Simpsons slip where he walks through? He's off the medication. That's a good idea. That'd go down well. This mad creature running through Rendlesham Forest.
It's going to be a trip. It's going to be a trip.
By the way, that's not going to happen. By the way, it'll be a serious thing. But let me just run my imagination. Yeah, gone. When is that?
Right, I will be honest with you, Mark. If you want to come along, you're more than welcome. But we do have to keep it calm there. You know,
right.
Okay. So be at your best behaviour.
I appreciate that. I wasn't trying to jump in there. I just thought to make it funny at the moment. So the Rendlesham Forest, that must be. Have you ever been there before? You've never been.
Yes, I've been there before. Yeah, a long time ago, mind you. I must be honest. It was before they turned it into a bit of an attraction, if I'm honest. It was a little bit before then. But we want to go down. There's a few people we got lined up for interviews. I'll mention their names now, because you know where it is. I'll mention the name, and then it'll all go.
It all does, you know. You're better off just keeping people's names out of your mouth, and then no one can say a word.
No one says anything. Yeah,
just innuendos will do.
We got some interviews lined up, and we're going to be doing a kind of a CE5 kind of thing there as well. So,
right, okay,
we'll see what goes. I've already been informed by my cameraman that he doesn't want to do it. So I'm in talks with another cameraman about coming down. At the moment, things are looking good, but if it has to be me doing it, then it will be me. But either which way, it will happen.
Well, you know what? I'll always throw my hat in there. There's my hat in the ring if you need.
Throwing it in.
Throwing in. If you ever need it, I'll be your caddy. I'll carry your golf clubs around for you if you want. No worries. Just tell me where to point. And there it is. Oh, Jesus, that looks really weird.
That's a bit. No.
But yeah, no. If you ever stuck, man, you know where I am. I'd love to carry your camera.
Well, Mark, I appreciate that. I dare say we'll be knocking on your door.
Yeah,
We'll be talking before then, anyway.
Of course,
no doubt.
Of course you will.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those. It's going to be a long weekend one, I think.
Right. Okay.
And it's going to be bloody cold. It's going to be in January, but there's a reason for doing it as well. I want to try and catch the. I'm getting deep now. I want to catch the moon cycles. I want to catch.
Yeah, I get you.
I want to catch the right thrill.
I know. Yeah. I get you, because looking at it as a cinematic experience, because you have to give it to the, you want to have the beauty of it, and even the coldness and the doing all that is more exciting. So yeah, I get you, man.
We just want to get the right feel.
Yeah. One more real deep question. Where do you see yourself next year? This time next year?
Don't know. Tesco.
Hey, or Asda. Hey, every little helps in Tesco, Is that what he said? Is that what he said?
Pull me ears out.
Oh no.
There we go.
So this weekend, today's Wednesday, is it? Today's Wednesday.
It is.
By the way, guys, my internal clock is linear. My external clock is linear. It's all linear. It doesn't mean nothing to me. It's just, I don't know. I wake up and put a sock on, and then I put the other one on, and then I get on with it and stuff like that. So days I keep getting mixed up, because I get up and do the exact same thing every day in a way that in other words, I don't do anything too exciting, because it's it's not good for you. But I went out in Croydon at the weekend, first time out since this whole COVID shit happened, and we walked into a friend was doing some bits and pieces. And it was great. There was no things at the door or anything like that. It was all great. The vibe was good and all that.
Well, we had a thing there at the box part, didn't we, where we couldn't get in because we didn't have the bloody thing to read the bloody scanner on the.
Oh right, okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. They didn't want us to. They wanted us to do a barcode to go in, or whatever. I'll just take a photograph of that and send it to your phone, and then you can do this. I'm like, why would I want to? I only wanted to go in and get a pint or a drink or sit down, and they wanted.
I just wanted to sit down, have a rest. Exactly.
Yeah, I know. But listen, there's all a plan somewhere. Speaking of that code thing, I don't know. This is a flating thought. One of these brain farts. I done a couple of shows on a guy. A statue is called Code Face. His face looks like the front of one of them barcoded new whatever they're called code things, and it was a statue that came up a long time ago, and it's like the Mayans or something that popped up and then they just disappear. They just disappear in 600 years, are gone, and it kept on popping up. But that reminded me of that. That's what did they call it? CR code or a CR something code?
Yeah, the QR code. Yeah,
QR code. QR code. His face kind of looked a bit like that. Just to go back on the topic of UFOs. It was almost like a deity, one of these statues that they would put up on an altar and they all prayed to him, and he looked like a digital version of whatever. But then I heard he was planted 4,000 years ago. And also there's one planted 8,000 years ago here, and so on and so on. But you don't believe what the media push out. Just talking on that. So as you know, I'm big Mandela Effect guys. I will be doing a lot of Mandela Effect shows. If any of you are interested in Mandela Effect shows, just on this channel. But I'm more interested in the UFO stuff nowadays. So I see that this show has been a first of many of collaboration shows, because I think we can get deep if we can pick some exciting topics. Let's say, let's not give them too much. Some exciting topics. And you can just wind me up and throw me out and get out your Luke, I am your father lightsaber and cut me to stop me from talking a minute. Go on, there you go. There's there's the cue. There's the cue. See, we've got it. The cue.
Yeah, see, we got it. We got the show in the making. There we go.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Mark. Yeah. Here we go. So once a month, we'll drag you in, screaming and shouting, and we'll put you on the added extra, and we'll do it. We'll make it the system failure takeover.
No. I appreciate that. Yes, well, yes, okay, we could do that. We could definitely do that.
And we'll do that. We'll do that once a month on a Wednesday.
I'm humbled. I am humbled.
No, don't be silly.
I am. That's amazing. I really look forward to that, because pick topics and stuff. Right. We've been on for like 2 hours 40 minutes. Give it another 5 minutes. We'll do our chat and all. I haven't been ignoring you, by the way, so I have been reading this, but it's so small.
They've been great, haven't they?
I need glasses like you, you know, because they've been so interactive, man. You've been talking away to each other. Oh, now do I look all intelligent? Do I look intelligent? I look almost as good as you now, man.
You're not kidding nobody, mate. You're right.
No, it's like it's a beautiful family here. They're all meeting each other and they're getting involved. I used to do a show where years ago when I first started YouTube and come on every day for 9 months, I think, you know, at least. And I used to do this thing where we would try to do everyone. I would get it, you know, wrenches away show where you give a wrenches away. So a special prize for here you were at my show. We're giving a free wrench away. You know, it's always a little there you go. So I used to do that and encourage people. But I got up to 1,000 subscribers within 6 months. I reckon you with the determination and stuff like that you have, and you remind me of a younger version of me. You know, when I was fighting for you've already passed the mark. So I reckon that within 3 months you're going to be, you know, not be able to see the chat because it goes up so fast. You know what I mean? There's so many people watching, and
mate, I can't even cope now. I don't know what I'm going to be like then.
Even with 3 people in the chat, 3 people's enough for me. Sometimes there's about. I've had shows where there might, now I'm not bragging, but I've had shows with about 120, 100, up to 150 people.
But they half make a difference, though.
What?
Don't they make a difference? It's like these guys, they're brilliant, aren't they?
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. They're chatting. You put up with all their shit, listen to this stuff, and they're still here. They're still fighting. It's like determined to get through this show. We're doing it. We're doing it for them. Anyway, thank you very much for me. I want to say thank you so much. I know we started off on a disclosure show. I do have a UFO playlist on my channel, which is a lot of other clips. Some are good, some are okay. Some I've taken myself, but they're only for, as we say, the observer. You know,
right.
They're only for the observer. If you think they're real, well, they're real to you. If you don't think they're real, well, they're not real to you. You know.
That's it.
So that's kind of the way I try to push the Mandela effect.
That's it.
And the UFOs as well. Okay, is that registered to you? Okay, no worries, that's fine. Okay. Well, here's it to you and stuff like that. So we're not pushing any ideas on you. So you know, it is what it is.
People take what they want. They take what they want.
What they want. Sometimes they get a little bit of information from you, a little bit of information from the next one, and then they create their own reality. I think that's what we all do.
Yeah, that's how
anyway. That's what we all are anyway. We're all a construct of something else. Right, guys, we're going to end it there, and we're going to go off now and have a... Where are we going? Which pub are we going to? We'll meet up in the middle somewhere.
Are they still open? I don't know. Have we got your QR code ready?
I don't know. I think so. They don't hear. I'll bring this lad. He'll get us in.
And I'll tell you what, ladies and gents, he ain't joking. He's only down the road. I could lean out the window and shout chat to him. I don't have to use this.
If I had a drone, I could fly a point. We should try that. Fly a point to your window. Sarah.
I should have let a couple of balloons out just now. Really freaked you out, shouldn't I?
Don't do that, man. You know I'm going to be looking out that window now, and he's going to be... If I see a balloon tonight pass my window, I'm going to be Johnny, you little fecker. Which way are you coming from as well? But thank you so much, Johnny, and thank you so much, everyone here in the chat. I will definitely give some people wrenches. Definitely, I would love to have you have wrenches, because the reason why I give wrenches so people can drop their channel, because we should be a family. Some people only have a channel for, you know, to watch and don't have content on, but other people who do have content on, or you know, we like to promote that as much as we can, you know. Which is great.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So we're all here for, you know, if we're making content, it's worth, you know, giving a thumbs up or watching or subscribing. That's what it's worth, you know. We're all here for different reasons. But listen, God bless you, everyone. Alan didn't get a look in. They never got a look in.
Oh, no.
They never got a look in. The poor guy's have been sitting up there all night long going, Mark, let me talk to you. That's why I've been all over the place. He's been chatting to me. This lad's chatting to me, so I do apologise. So, lads, want to say goodbye? No, fuck you, Mark, you fucker. You took the show over now. I'm Batman. No, look, go on. They're arguing with themselves now. Not even worth talking to them. I did want to introduce, I do have Chewbacca here. He's been looking over. He's Chewbacca who's been chewing tobacco. He's been chewing tobacco. Chewbacca. Chewing tobacco. I don't know what type of tobacco it is. I think it might be weed because he's growing all hairy.
Yeah.
It used to be C3PO, but yeah. Oh no, there's C3PO. So that's the last bit of madness I'll put you through, guys. I'm really crying. Right, guys, I'm gonna end it. God bless you. By the way, the invited live stream is tagged in the chat, guys. Go over and subscribe, and it'll be linked in the description as well. God bless you. Namaste. Namaste means yoga's over now, and you can all go. I think so. Namaste, and we'll end the stream before I say something mad. Oh, I'll
just like to say, wherever you go, there you are.
Exactly. God bless you.
At the end of the day, it's dark.
It is. Well, it depends on where you are.
Yeah.
Perspective. God bless you, guys.